Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. We have finally made it, Bengals fans. We have made it to week one. Bengals are set to take the football field for the first time in the 2024 regular season here in less than an hour. Thank you so much for joining me here with our Bengals live watch party. Going to be doing these every single week. Super excited about it and really hope you guys come along for the ride because it is going to be a lot of fun. Bengals taking on the Patriots at home here to open up the 2024 season. As you can tell, the Bengals pretty heavy favorites in this game. -7.5 spread. The total last time I saw was at 40.5 points. So it should be interesting to see how this one shakes out. We're going to have a little pregame show for you guys coming up and should be a lot of fun. Again, less than an hour away from the Bengals and Joe Burrow taking the football field once again for Cincinnati. Obviously, that's kind of the main focus, right? It's been a while since we've seen Burrow out there playing, and I think once, he takes a step onto that field, it's really going to feel like Bengals football is back, having him back out there and leading the Cincinnati Bengals as their quarterback. We'll give some shout-outs here as some people begin to file in to the chat. We got usual suspects here hanging out. William House. William, how we doing? Dr. B says hooday. Stefan says hooday from Germany. Appreciate you joining us. Freeway says the over's 40 and the Bengals are -5. Is that true? Has the line actually moved that much? About an hour ago, this is what it was. So let me know in the comments if the line has actually moved that significantly. Dr. B in the chat hanging out with us again. Brandon Rocks 13. Yes, Jamar Chase is going to be playing today. The Bengals listed release their inactive list. Tee Higgins, unfortunately, was on that list, but Jamar Chase was not. So we'll see exactly in terms of what capacity he will be playing out there today for Cincinnati, if he's going to be a full go or if he's going to be limited to some degree. So that's certainly going to be something to monitor today. Bricktop is in the chat. Appreciate you, Bricktop, hanging out with us. Bricktop is a member of our Jungle Club, which we will actually get to here in a moment. And just a little heads up to you guys, I'm flying solo here on today's live stream. I'm hosting it, talking to you guys, and I'm producing it as well. So if you see me take a look down at the screen, I'm just trying to do multiple things at once, so if you could bear with me, that would be great. Again, just trying to do multiple things here at once as we get ready for Bengals and the Patriots. Well, we got a second. Let's run through our Super Chat menu today. Keeping it very simple, very straightforward. If you were with us for the final preseason game between the Bengals and the Colts, you saw this same exact Super Chat menu. So basically, you send in a Super Chat, you have an opportunity to ask me any question. It could be Bengals related, football related, just a personal question. You want to get to learn me a little bit more as a person. That is great, and you can ask a question there when you get your Super Chats in. Our goal today is $100 in Super Chats. So we'll keep you posted throughout the entirety of today's show if we're able to hit that goal or not. And then real quickly, the Jungle Club. $10 will get you into the Jungle Club. Your name gets put on this helmet, and once the helmet gets filled up, we raffle that off to somebody that is a member of the Jungle Club. So that's our first time bringing up our Super Chat menu of the day. We're going to continue to refer back to this throughout today's show, but figured we'd just show it to you guys real quickly to start things off. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because they are the sponsor of today's live stream show. And Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Look, I get Reds games all the time with our friends over at Game Time. Unfortunately, the Reds just simply aren't playing well at this point, and their season pretty much is over. But nonetheless, getting my tickets is an incredibly straightforward process, and I get them immediately with zero stress. You can get ready for football season, get tickets to watch the Cincinnati Bengals at Paycor Stadium. if, of course, you're not tuned into our live watch party. My 2 favorite features on Game Time. First up, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. And also the seat views. You get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with our friends over at Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Bringing back the Super Chat menu here, I want to give a shout-out to our friends and fellow diehard Bengals fans that are a part of our Jungle Club at present. We got Lord Buddy Bear. He was our first member into the Jungle Club. And boom, we get a Super Chat from Bricktop, who I was just about to mention. Bricktop also is a member of our Jungle Club, and he sends in a $10 Super Chat. Bricktop, appreciate you so much. And he said, should I start Chase Brown over Tony Pollard in my flex spot in fantasy football? Wow, that is a great question, Bricktop. Here's what I'll say. The Bengals are probably going to, split time today between Brown and Zach Moss. I think that is going to be the plan for them. Zach Taylor said there are specific plays on the call sheet tagged to each of those backs. So I would like Chase Brown to eventually be that running back 1 for Cincinnati, but right now I think it's going to be pretty split. Now, looking at things over at Tennessee, the question is how comfortable do you feel that Tony Pollard is going to get a ton of reps? Is he going to split his time with Tajay Spears, or is he going to get more of the bulk of the load? I really don't know the answer to that question, but I always find myself in the situation when it comes to fantasy football. If I'm debating between 2 guys to play, and one of them's a Cincinnati Bengal, that guy gets the edge and gets the start in my lineup. So that's a great question. Maybe we want to monitor a little bit how many snaps Tony Pollard is supposedly going to get. And Bricktop says he's splitting reps as well, so that makes the decision tough. So, yeah, I completely understand you there with that, Bricktop, but I would lean with the Cincinnati Bengal. If you're in a coin flip situation, I certainly would go with Chase Brown. I think he's going to show his explosiveness in today's game for sure. Dr. B says I need Yosivas to do well in this game. The Bengals need Yosivas to do well in this game without Tee Higgins, of course. Brandon Rock says, Stone, thanks for being the man to count on for Bengals news and lives. I appreciate you, Brandon. You are the man. And we're going to be having fun here all season long. So this is just the beginning, and I am very much looking forward to the entirety of this season. I mean, the preseason games, they were fun, but now we get real Bengals football. Now we get Joe Burrow out there slinging that thing around. So really excited about that. That's our Super Chat menu. Again, Bricktop, shout out to Bricktop, our first Super Chat of the afternoon, getting that in there for us. And if you want to send in a Super Chat, you can ask me any question you would like, and I will be here to answer that. So, moving on here, let me know who you got in the comments section of today's live stream. Type B for the Bengals or type P for the Patriots. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win this football game. Now, on paper, Bengals, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the NFL. You can argue where they sit at the top, but they are a top-tier football team. The Patriots, on the other hand, are a bottom-tier football team. Again, you could make the argument that they are the 32nd best team in the National Football League. If you guys didn't know, there are only 32 football teams in the league. Very well could be the worst football team that the Bengals are playing against. But they are a professional football team, no less. So, obviously, they have the ability to go out there and beat anybody on any given day. So, let me know in the comments. We'll give some more shout-outs here. Rye2K, he's getting his B's in there. He's got the Cincinnati Bengals in this matchup. William House, appreciate you stopping by, William. William is always, whenever we put out a video on demand, William's always in there giving his who days immediately, right when that video comes out. So, William, I appreciate you, my man. Towers Life, getting his B's in the comments section. Dr. B as well. Climatic says Yoshi stat predictions today. As far as how many yards he will go for, I'll say he might go for a bill today. He might venture into that triple-digit range, especially with Tee Higgins not playing and the uncertainty with Jamar Chase in terms of what level or how often he is going to be out there for Cincinnati in this one. So, yeah, but I think he finds his way into the end zone today. I really do. I think Andre Iosivas will find his way into the end zone. And for me, I think that he's really going to make a name for himself this year. I think not many people outside of, his hometown or, perhaps by Princeton where he went to college or the city of Cincinnati, apart from those areas, I don't think a ton of people know about Andre Iosivas. And this year they're going to learn a lot about him because he is a super talented player. Of course, the Bengals drafted him in the 6th round. This will be his 2nd year in the NFL, and I really got high hopes for Iosivas. I'll go out there. I think he'll get at least 100 yards receiving in this game. So I know that's a bit aggressive, but I'm going to go with that. Brandon Rock says, first game for Patriots post-Bill Belichick era. That's going to look weird. That is going to look absolutely weird to see them out there without, that hooded figure on the sideline and that scowl on his face. It's going to be completely different. But, yeah, we'll talk a little bit as the pregame show rolls around on what exactly the head coaching matchup looks like today. But good point from Brandon. First game of the for the Patriots, not in the Bill Belichick era. Another opportunity for you guys to get interactive with us here in the comments section. Name a player you are watching today. Obvious answers are completely fine in this one. I should be seeing a lot of Joe Burrows in the comment section right now because certainly he's the main guy that you're looking for in this game to really have an impact and remind you what he can do on the football field. So I think Joe Burrow is certainly one of them. Maybe some rookies, perhaps, some guys that you could potentially be looking for out there today on the football field. Now, unfortunately, all the top draft picks aren't playing for the Bengals today. Amarius Mims is inactive with that pec injury that he sustained. And second-round pick, Chris Jenkins Jr. is also inactive. Popped up on the injury report with a thumb issue, so that's obviously not ideal. And then McKinley Jackson, who they got in the 3rd round, he's on short-term IR, so we won't see him throughout the first 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, rather, at least. Rye2K says Chase Brown. Yep. As the pregame show rolls along here, we'll focus on the running backs a lot. And Chase Brown's certainly one of those guys. There's a lot of uncertainty there. He showed some flashes as a rookie, but his workload really continues to get bigger this year, and we'll see if he can handle that for sure. Zay Teague says Jermaine Burton, and that is a very interesting name to put in there. Because if Tee Higgins, and if there was no Jamar Chase drama, he was just normal in terms of him being out there to play, right? If there was no contract issue. And if Tee Higgins was healthy, I would say we wouldn't see Jermaine Burton today. And I still don't know if we will see Jermaine Burton today. But with the Bengals being thin at receiver, the question marks around Jamar, do you see Jermaine Burton check into this football game? It's something that is very interesting. I don't know. I would lean towards him not being out there very much. But, again, with where the receiving room is at right now, it very well could be a possibility to see him out there on the football field today for Cincinnati. Zay also says Zach Moss. Yep, certainly one of those running backs that you're going to have a close eye on as well. Heat Seeker says, is Jermaine Burton active? Active, yes. He will be active for this football game, so we'll see if we see him out there on the football field. William House says, I think the 2 new safeties will help the defense a lot. 100%, William. I think the communication on the back end is really going to take a next step from where it was last year, because last year it just simply wasn't good. And I think bringing Von Bell back to really be a catalyst on that defense for you. And I think Lou Anarumo, just his trust level with Von Bell is so high, and he really has the ability, Bell does, to really be a coach out on the field for the Bengals. So certainly excited to have him back in stripes. And then Geno Stone. Might be a bit of an adjustment period for Bengals fans to get used to seeing him out there after, his years in Baltimore kind of being viewed as an enemy. But I think once he's out there making plays, it'll be the Bengals fans will welcome him in with open arms because, Geno Stone was a 7th-round pick, but he really has carved out a nice career for himself. last year when the Ravens got banged up on their back end, he really came in and did an excellent job. And yeah, a lot of high hopes for those two guys at the safety spot. Yes, Zay says, I'm interested to see how Geno Stone adapts to our system. That is true. It is completely different than what they're doing over in Baltimore, what Lou Anarumo does here in Cincinnati. So it'll be interesting to see how he adapts. But lots of new faces in new places for Cincinnati this year. So going to be exciting. It's week 1, and you're going to have an opportunity to see what this team really looks like. And it's a great foundation spot week 1 to see what this team is really made of. All right, so whenever you watch one of our Bengals video on demands or one of our live streams, the first thing you guys should do is help us out and hit that like button for us right now. We're always gunning for a 50% like ratio. Don't quite have that yet. So all you guys that are currently tuned in with us right now, make sure you hit that like button for us. Our preseason week 3 game, we had a total of 163 likes on that show. Well, it's the regular season. It's time to up that a little bit. Let's get to 164 before kickoff. Got about 40 minutes until then. I think we can make that happen. So help us out. Hit that like button for us if you have not done so already. Again, something you should do for every single Bengals video that you watch with us here at Bengals Breakdown. So hit that like button. Trying to get to 164 before we start out, with the Bengals taking the field and before this game starts. So that is our goal for today. That is what we are trying to accomplish here on today's show. All right, let's kind of dive into pregame a little bit. Again, you guys are still more than welcome to get interactive here with our show. Get those comments rolling in, and we'll go through some pregame storylines in terms of what I am watching for today. First thing, how does Joe Burrow look? Right? I know it seems very obvious to put there, but we've been waiting to say this for, it feels like months. And if, having my job, it feels like even longer than that because we've been talking about this guy every single day. And now we finally get the opportunity to see him go out there and play meaningful football for the Bengals. My biggest thing, is he going to return to form? Are we going to be like, oh, yeah, that's Joe Shiesty right there. That's Joey Burrow out there on the football field for Cincinnati? Or is it going to be like, oh, that's a missed throw there. Oh, that timing doesn't look great. Oh, he's not moving around as well as I hoped he would. We're going to find out those things very, very quickly. And I mean the first couple drives of this game, we will know about that. But that's my biggest question. How is Joe Burrow going to look out there? It's a big year for Joe Burrow. I think he understands that. The team certainly understands that. When you look at the things he's been able to accomplish, there's narratives that he's trying to get rid of. People say he's injury prone. A lot of that is not, in his control, which is bad luck. This is a year I'm sure he wants to get through and play every single game for this football team. And beyond that, it's about winning football games, right? I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, maybe it's just because Cincinnati's a small market, it's just the same old Bengals, whatever, people really disrespect this football team. This is a team, when Joe Burrow's out there, what do? They go to the AFC Championship game. And nobody is really talking about the Bengals in the media this offseason. Not that drives the fire in all of these guys, but I think they still there is a feeling in that locker room that they want to return to form and prove to the league that they are one of the best teams in football. And obviously that all starts with their quarterback, Joe Burrow. So does Joe Burrow return to form for Cincinnati this year? All the rankings that come out about where he's at in terms of other quarterbacks in the National Football League. I think he's the second best one, and I think some people don't really believe that, but I think when he's out there, he has proved that is the case. So I think I think I would like to see him get back to that spot where everybody else can sit there and say, oh, this is that guy, right? So does Joe Burrow return to form for the Bengals in 2024? Type Y for yes or type N for no in the comment section. Climatic says Burrow throws for 320 yards. You would think this is going to be a big game for Joe Burrow. This is a situation where Bengals are going to be able to spread it out, chuck it around. They have a favorable matchup. And I'm sure Joe Burrow's itching to sling that thing around on the football field. Going to be without, one of his best targets in Tee Higgins. Again, we'll see what Jamar Chase looks like, how often he is out there. Again, he is active. If you are just joining us here on today's show, Jamar Chase will play, but how often, how many snaps, we'll all find out that together. So that's something we certainly will be watching. Tom Casanova says why he thinks Joey Burrow returns to form. William House is in there saying why as well. And Prime is in the chat. What's up, Prime? Helen King says why. She believes Joe Burrow will return to form. Anthony Burton and what is that? Cyper Prod as well. That guy 1217 says, is T playing? No. Unfortunately, he is not playing. Bengals released their inactives around just a little under an hour ago, and he was on that list. So no Tee Higgins out there for the Bengals. Also of note, they elevated Kendrick Pryor from the practice squad, but he's also inactive for this one. So, a lot of Trenton Irwin in this one, a lot of Charlie Jones, a lot of Andre Yosevich, hopefully a lot of Jamar Chase as well. But it's kind of what you're looking at there in terms of the receiver room at this point. Towers Life says why. Thinks Joe Burrow will return to form. And Ice Cream Fax Machine also in the comments section. Getting excited about Joe Burrow being back. All right, another thing that I will be watching during today's game is that interior of the defensive line. When I look at this football team, that is the biggest question. But the single biggest question mark that I have is that group, the interior of the defensive line. DJ Reader no longer with the Bengals. He is now gone in Detroit. Bengals, have played a lot of football games without him when DJ Reader, of course, has been hurt. But, he's a really, really great player. And I think a lot of people didn't realize just how great he was in the run game as someone that can be a great run stopper. And he did that throughout the entirety of his career in Cincinnati. So someone's going to have to step up and fill that role. Of course, the Bengals bring in Sheldon Rankins in free agency. So he's a guy that they're going to have to lean on to step up. And then B.J. Hill as well. So this is kind of what you're looking at in terms of their depth chart at the position. And again, McKinley Jackson, a guy that they had high hopes to possibly fill in at that role, he's on the short-term IR. As you can see there, at that backup spot, Chris Jenkins Jr. is also someone that they thought could come in and help fill that spot, and he's not going to be playing today either. So look for Sheldon Rankins to have to, have a big game for the Bengals. B.J. Hill as well. Zach Carter, J2 Fele is a guy that's going to get forced into the action here today for Cincinnati. It's a guy that was on the fringe in terms of making the football team. And I think J2 Fele will get a lot of meaningful snaps for Cincinnati today. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know about that. But nonetheless, he's going to have to go out there and step up in this game for the Bengals. And, just a lot of guys that are really going to have to step up in that room because, obviously DJ Reader is just one guy, but all the things that he could do out on the football field was a lot more than just one guy. So it's going to take multiple guys to help fill in that role. Sheldon Rankins, of course, is going to be that main guy, but the Bengals are going to need everybody on this depth chart that is active, of course, to be able to make an impact for them today in Cincinnati. Because another main thing that the Bengals are going to be dealing with, if you're New England, you're trying to win this football game, you got to have a run game. You got to have success on the ground. You got Jacoby Brissett, who, not to knock him, but, he's a backup, right? He's not a starting caliber quarterback. And they're going to have to establish a run game. So if the Bengals can stop the run in this one, I think they're probably going to win this game relatively easily. But if they have fits in the run game, this thing could be close down to the wire. All right, also going to be looking at Zach Taylor in this football game. I think Zach Taylor is somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for and confidence in. Now, people around the league or perhaps other fans in Cincinnati might not feel this way. And something that he's going to have to do early is set the tone. He's at home. It's week one. We understand the troubles that Cincinnati has had in the past in these, September games, especially under Zach Taylor. They haven't started out on the right foot. And today, facing a team that, again, you're supposed to beat, he's really got to set the tone early. I want to see him being aggressive. If he's in a situation with Joe Burrow early in the first quarter, maybe even the first drive where he needs to go for it on fourth down, I want to see him go for it on fourth down. This should look like a coaching mismatch. I understand Gerard Mayo. I think he's going to be a solid coach for the New England Patriots. He's been around the game forever. He's a really smart guy. Belichick trusted him, right? But this should look like a coaching mismatch. You're Zach Taylor. You want to prove that you're one of the best coaches in the NFL, and Gerard Mayo is making his debut as a head coach today on the road. So you got a lot of things going your way if you're Cincinnati, and you want to see your head coach be aggressive and really set the tone early, call some shot plays, go for it on fourth down if you have to. Leave that offense out there. Force the ball down the field with your quarterback. Those are things that I want to see early on in this one, so the Bengals really have an opportunity to set the tone. And it all starts with Zach Taylor, who, of course, is going to be calling the plays along with Dan Pitcher for the Bengals in this game. And like I said, I've got a lot of confidence in Zach Taylor, and I would like for him to go out there and prove me right in that regard, because I do think there's a lot of people out there that maybe disrespect Zach Taylor a little bit. Another opportunity for you guys to get interactive here with our show at Bengals Breakdown. What is your confidence level in Zach Taylor? Scale it for us, 1 to 10 in the comments as we kind of roll through some of these comments here right now. Prime says Jamar Chase will probably get a touchdown today. I would agree. I think Joe's certainly going to go his way if he is out there. And again, he is active, so he is probably going to be out there with Joe Burrow getting a lot of reps today. And I think if he's out there, he'll have a favorable matchup against some of the New England defensive backs. And I think he'll be able to have success out there on the football field in this game. Brandon Rock says, we need the Sheldon Rankins that played against us last year. Absolutely. Of course, Brandon's referring to that Houston game where C.J. Stroud and really went out there and did an outstanding job. Noah Brown absolutely killed us. I think Noah Brown's actually still open from that game right now. But, I think Sheldon Rankins really gave the Bengals fits last year. And to be honest with you, that's all I've really seen of Sheldon Rankins. He's getting big money. Bengals are, paying him a good chunk of change. So I think the Bengals are really hoping that they see a player similar to that caliber that they saw at home against Houston last year. So no doubt he has to go out there and really make a statement in his first game as a Cincinnati Bengal. Turn off your TV says just subbed. I appreciate that. Turn off your TV. And he also has his confidence level in Zach Taylor at an 8. That's a good number. That's a good number. That is a good number. Dr. B says, I forgot they are wearing the new jerseys. I know that. I got the pregame over here on our monitor, and they look good. They look really good. The all orange, I totally am here for it. The whole open and orange thing, that's what they've kind of been running with over the past couple of weeks. I think it looks really good. And, 1 o'clock football, Cincinnati, Paycor Stadium, just a couple blocks away from our Chat Sports offices here. And should be a good one. Bengals back out on the football field. Dennis thinks the Bengals are going to kick the Patriots' rear end. And, again, I think that's what obviously all of us as fans are hoping for. But, I mean, when you look at the matchup on paper, every which way leans towards advantage Cincinnati. So, we'll see how that goes, obviously, throughout the game. But, looking forward to this one for sure. Someone says 8.7. Tom Casanova says 7.2. Brandon Brock says, I want a black helmet with an orange stripe. Okay. I could potentially get on board with that. Potentially. Bailey Victory Parkway says, Zach got to be a 10. Yeah, I think the Bengals got a really good one in their head coach in Zach Taylor, especially when you look across the street to the Reds and you see David Bell over there and you kind of compare the two. Obviously, two totally different sports, but Zach Taylor definitely the best head coach, manager, whatever you want to say, in this town. No doubt about that. Really hope Zach Taylor can silence some critics this year and really do a good job leading this Cincinnati Bengals football team. The Bengals have a favorable schedule. They got that fourth-place schedule. Despite that winning year last year in 2023, which, by the way, was incredible that Jake Browning and Zach Taylor were able to do that for Cincinnati. They still get that fourth-place schedule because everyone in the AFC North had that winning record last year. So, a lot of things going in the Bengals' favor this year. I think that's part of the reason why there's so much pressure on this team to win now. Because, like I said, the fourth-place schedule. Probably going to be Tee Higgins last year in Cincinnati. Obviously, you hope the hamstring works itself out and he's able to be back there on the football field. But, the favorable schedule, everybody pretty much of note, besides Tee Higgins, of course, starting out the season healthy, especially on the defensive end. You lose some guys throughout camp. Obviously, Cam Sample, out with the season-ending injury. That wasn't good. Chris Evans, he was going to be probably a solid kick returner for you. You lose him with the torn patellar tendon. But for the most part, I feel good about where the Bengals' health is right now. You might be like, oh, our first two picks and Tee Higgins aren't playing. What are you talking about? But you have to understand it's football, and injuries happen. There are a lot of teams across the league that are already missing key players at this point. So I think the Bengals are in a relatively decent spot. Brandon Rock says, why is Drew Sample tight end 1 and not Mike Gesicki? You got to think about it from an 11 personnel standpoint. I think if you got one running back, one tight end out there, you feel better about Drew Sample as a blocker than you do about Mike Gesicki. But as far as being a pass catcher and a playmaker / slot receiver, obviously Gesicki is the more talented guy. But I think that's really just from a blocking perspective. Again, we'll see. I think the Bengals really probably aren't going to be in a ton of 11 personnel. They like to, spread the thing out and kind of work from shotgun. So we'll see how often they're in that set. But I think if they're in an obvious running situation, 3rd and short, and they're just trying to run the football, I think you have Drew Sample in there as a blocker. But it's a great question, and that definitely was the biggest thing that stood out to me when the Bengals were kind of when they released their depth chart not too long ago. That sports fan says, who are the starting wide receivers today? Well, Jamar Chase is active. So I would assume if he's active, he's going to be out there for the first snap. We don't know that for a fact, but I would assume that. And then from there, obviously no Tee Higgins. So you're looking at Andre Yosevich now steps into that wide receiver 2 spot. And when you look at what they're going to do as a wide receiver 3, I think Andre Yosevich was going to be playing in the slot if Tee Higgins was out there. But I think now you bump Andre Yosevich out to the outside a little bit, and that opens up an opportunity for a guy like Trent Irwin to get in there in the slot. And that's who I would run out first. But if it's Charlie Jones out there, that wouldn't shock me. But I just think in a situation, you want to have a guy that's going to always be in the right spot at the right time and as sure-handed guy. And that's what you have in Trent Irwin. I think that'll help settle Joe Burrow down immediately if you have him out there. So I would work with Irwin in that spot. But, again, we'll all find out together in that regard. That sports fan says Irwin is so underrated. I completely agree. If it hits his hands, he's catching it. Joe Burrow has that kind of chemistry with him that you talk about with a guy like Jamar Chase. I just feel like Irwin and Burrow are always on the same page. Obviously, the athleticism between those two receivers is not comparable, but again, sure-handed guy. He's a guy that you can go to in crunch time. You need a big 3rd or 4th down conversion, you can look his way. And Trent Irwin's going to be an outstanding football player for Cincinnati this year. Not to mention, he is just a tough dude. He'll go over the middle, take a massive shot, pop right up, and be ready to go. So really like Trent Irwin and feel good about the Bengals going out there. Even without Tee Higgins, I still like what they have at the wide receiver position. All right, about 25 minutes away from 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time when the Bengals are set to take the field. So we will continue to move along with our pregame show. And I want to talk about the running game for Cincinnati. I think that's something that, a lot of people think that the Bengals are going to struggle with this year. I said earlier on in the show that I think the Bengals' biggest issue is going to be the interior of the defensive line. But I think there are a lot of people out there that would say that the running game is their biggest concern from a running back perspective, what they're going to be able to do out there on the football field. And I think that's a very valid concern. And, we'll spend some more time on that in a minute, kind of breaking down those two backs that the Bengals are going to have out there. But as some more people file in, I want to remind everybody of our Super Chat menu at this point. Any Super Chat, you can ask me a question. So when you send in your Super Chat, Obviously, you have the ability to attach some verbiage to that. So you want to ask me a question about the Bengals? Great. I'm here to answer it immediately, right when that super chat comes in. And uh, anything you want to ask. Personal question, I am here for it as well. And $10 super chat will get you into the Jungle Club. So we have multiple people in the Jungle Club right now. Lord Buddy Bear is in the Jungle Club. Bricktop is in the Jungle Club. Michael Easterwood, Mitchell Renz, Chris Daughtry, the kid CJ, and Gabriel Burris and Jeff Huber, as well as myself, are all in the Jungle Club. So once all those names are on this helmet, once this helmet fills up, we will auction it, we will raffle it off to somebody that is a member of the Jungle Club, and we will ship that mini helmet out to you guys. So that's kind of our super chat menu that we are doing. Also, we're doing this concept of 99 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. So what does that mean? Obviously, it's a spin-off from 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I actually have to update this L3 here as we are going through this. There we go. So there's now actually 89 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. Again, so what does that mean? Goal today is at least $100 in Super Chats. Right now we have $10 in Super Chats thanks to our guy Bricktop. So that means I owe a shot of Skyline chili. Look, straight out of the can again. If this is your first time tuning into one of our live streams, we did this all preseason long. Straight out of the can. Skyline shot. Every time that we get a new first number, so every $10 in Super Chats that come in, it will be a shot of Skyline chili. And then Bricktop, he got us going with that $10 Super Chat to start us off, so I owe one of these. Now, I love Skyline. I think if you're a Cincinnatian, a proud Cincinnatian, you love Skyline as well. But straight out of the can is a different animal. At room temperature, no hot dog, no spaghetti, no cheese, no hot sauce, no onion, just straight out of the can. So it is a bit of a different animal here as we pour our first one of the day. And this is courtesy of our friend Bricktop. So cheers, my friend. And again, it's not ideal. Straight out of the can, room temp. But when you guys send in your Super Chats, we celebrate with some Skyline time. Because it's always Skyline time when you're watching the Cincinnati Bengals. And no, they are not a paid partner, but I'll give them a free shout out anyway because it's Skyline chili. How do you not love that stuff? So 89 cans of Skyline chili on the wall currently. Trying to work that number down to 0 before the end of our stream today. And our guy Bricktop doing an outstanding job getting us started with that. So there's our Super Chat menu. Again, we will go through this rather frequently throughout our show today and continue to update how many cans of Skyline chili we have on the wall as well. So back to what we were saying about the running backs here in today's game. What is that running game going to look like? What is the distribution of snaps going to look like between Chase Brown and Zach Moss? We saw Chase Brown a little bit. Obviously, we saw him last year. But the Week 1 opener for the preseason opener for the Bengals against Tampa Bay, if you guys remember, Joe Burrow and all the starters out there offensively were out there, of course, besides Jamar Chase. And Chase Brown was out there as the running back in that game. Now, Zach Moss fell ill the night prior to the game, so he was going to play, but ended up not playing in that game, and it was strictly Chase Brown. I thought Chase Brown was all right. Again, he was out there for one drive, did some good things, didn't really have an opportunity to show off that burst, but he was their running back one in that preseason opener. But now we get to see Zach Moss for the first time as a Cincinnati Bengal. Of course, Zach Moss came over from the Indianapolis Colts, really did a nice job filling in for Jonathan Taylor when Taylor was out. Bengals pick him up in free agency, and they're hoping he can rekindle some of that magic here in Cincinnati. So I think, for me, Zach Moss is very much a wild card. I think with running backs, you can always tell after a couple of gives, even if there isn't a massive hole or whatever, you can understand, oh, that guy's going to be quality for us, or that guy, he might not have it anymore. So I think we'll find out early in this game our confidence level in Zach Moss, bit of an unknown right now. So I'm just really looking forward to just being able to evaluate that room because there's so many question marks there. Travion Williams also is their third back here in this running back room for Cincinnati. He went through some roster gymnastics, right? Remember the Bengals released him, but then that was just so then they could put McKinley Jackson on IR, and he ultimately comes back. But Travion Williams is a guy that the Bengals have a lot of trust in, and he could potentially be a force in the return game as well. So I think Chase Brown also, when the Bengals released their depth chart, Chase Brown was their main listed as kick returner 1 as well. So he's going to have a bit of a different role, being out there for kickoffs. Again, we'll see with the whole new kickoff rule how many times kick returners really have an opportunity. Question marks with him, not exactly sure what we're going to get. And that's the beauty of week 1 because we're all going to find out together here this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see how often Zach Taylor runs the football as well because I think a lot of situations, guys, you have to understand that you got to be able to run the football late in the season. In the postseason, that's how you win football games is by running the football. And the Bengals understand that they got to get that tone set early on in the season. Sure, you can win this game against New England without much of a run game, but it's something that's going to have to get established if the Bengals are going to have the success that they aspire to have going forward in 2024. All right, another thing that I am watching is what the impact from any rookies is going to potentially look like in this football game. Obviously, the guys that were picked early aren't playing. If you're just now filing in and joining us here today on Bengals Breakdown, Amarius Mims, Bengals first-round pick. The Bengals released their inactives today around about 11:30. He made that list with that strained pec. Very unfortunate because I think I've got so much confidence in that kid going forward for him to really be their right tackle of the future for Cincinnati. I've gotten some pushback because I came on the show and I was like, after that first preseason game, I was saying, oh, he's going to win this job over Trent Brown. Trent Brown, of course, Bengals brought in free agency, last played for New England. Kind of an interesting storyline there as well. But I thought Amarius Mims was going to have a great shot at beating out Trent Brown. Ultimately, he gets hurt, and that doesn't even end up becoming a conversation. The job kind of just gets handed to Trent Brown. So he's not going to be playing. Chris Jenkins Jr., who the Bengals took in the second round, has that thumb injury. He's going to be inactive for this game as well. Had a bit of an up and down preseason. Saw some good things. Saw some concerning things from him. So he's a guy that's I very much view as a wild card at this point. You don't want to write anybody off at this stage before they've played a single regular season game. But there definitely was some concerns with what we saw out of Jenkins. But he's a guy that won't be out there. McKinley Jackson, of course, also an interior defensive lineman, isn't going to be out there for Cincinnati with that knee sprain that he's been dealing with. We haven't seen much of him. It's really sidelined him through a lot of this offseason with the Bengals. But he's a kid that, played at Texas A&M, played in the SEC. He's a big body. Once he's out there, he will definitely stand out because I believe he will be the Bengals' biggest defensive lineman. But he's not going to be there. So where are you left at with other rookies then that you're going to be taking a look at? Josh Newton's a guy that has an opportunity to make an impact. Bengals 5th-round pick out of TCU. He's not going to start, but if they're ever in a situation where, a corner needs to come out, God forbid somebody gets hurt, I think he's a guy that the Bengals have a lot of trust in. I think he's got some versatility as well. Dax Hill is going to be that main cornerback opposite Cam Taylor-Britt. He's going to start as their cornerback too, Dax Hill is. But if something were to happen to Mike Hilton in the slot, in that nickel position, you're going to see Dax Hill kick to the inside, and then you're going to bring in a guy like DJ Turner on the outside as well. But I think Josh Newton is a guy that has a lot of flexibility with where he can play. I think Lou Anarumo really likes what they have in their 5th-round pick in Josh Newton. So he's a guy we might see out there on the football field today. Another potential rookie. Well, before we do that, Ryan Rico, who is their punter, of course. Yeah, he's a rookie. Bengals didn't draft him, was picked up by Kansas City, then let go. Bengals kind of had a punting competition going on between Brad Robbins and Austin McNamara, and then they were like, McNamara's not going to be it. Let's bring in this other guy, Ryan Rico. Kind of wins the job by default. Brad Robbins going on short-term IR with that hip flexor issue. So he's a rookie that's going to have an opportunity to play today. He's going to be out there punting every single one of the Bengals punts, hopefully not many, but also from a holding perspective for Evan McPherson. is a situation where, he's going to have an opportunity to make an impact as well. Muma Jong Meta, of course, is, he had a really strong preseason. The Bengals really like what they have in him. He's a great linebacker for the team. He was a surprise to make the team, right? Obviously being an undrafted guy, but he really, took the bull by the horns, took full advantage of his opportunity. We'll see if he gets any time on special teams today. So he's a rookie you could potentially keep an eye on as well. Matt Lee, Ted Karras' backup. Hopefully we don't see Matt Lee today, but if we do, I think he's a guy that the Bengals have a lot of confidence in. So certainly going to monitor those rookies and see what happens. Again, a lot of them not going to be playing because a lot of them are hurt, but it'll be good to see what we have in that regard. Gabriel Burris is in the comment section. He says, howdy, Stone. Gabriel, what is going on? Gabriel, of course, is a member of our Jungle Club. Again, $10 super chat. You are a member of the Jungle Club. So Gabriel will have an opportunity to potentially win that mini helmet once we raffle it off, once that helmet is full. Turn off your TV says give the kid a like. I appreciate that. Turn off your TV. That should be the first thing you do when you come into one of our videos. We're always gunning for that 50% like ratio. So we're not quite there in regards to our like count right now. 58 likes. Hopefully we can work that up here as game time gets closer and closer. Just over 10 minutes, by the way, before the Bengals kick off their season. So make sure you're hitting that like button for us as well. Jack Ashmore says Burton probs won't see the field. Excuse me. Won't see the field. The team isn't high on him. I agree with the first part. Probably would be surprised if we saw him out there getting meaningful time. The second half, I got to push back on a little bit. He is a rookie, third-round player for the Bengals. I think they really like what they have in terms of the talent, but I think there's been some issues about his ability to be a professional, kind of his professionalism and where that is currently at right now. Obviously, Al Michaels made the comment during the Bengals' last game about him sleeping through meetings. I hate to even bring that up again because, look, that could just be a random comment. Nothing has come from that comment. Don't want to put that on the kid. But when you hear Joe Burrow talk about him, that chemistry is not there. That trust, more importantly, is not there with Jermaine Burton. So he's a guy that I think the Bengals have confidence in the future. But as far as making an impact today, he might have an opportunity to do so because where the Bengals wide receiver is at in terms of health. But we'll see. But I think Burton will eventually have a solid career in Cincinnati. Jack says, my B media was just hating. No, you are totally good, Jack. But, yeah, I think, with the media, they kind of took that thing and ran with it, about him not. I mean, if you got drafted in the third round of the NFL draft and you're falling asleep in meetings, I mean, you got serious issues. Like, I mean, how did you got this great opportunity and you're just going to fumble it by falling asleep? Like, I really, I find that very hard to believe that is true. But we'll see. Ice Cream Fax Machine. Sorry, I'm coughing. That first shot of Skyline Chili got to me there. Remember, we have 89 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall. So every $10 in Super Chats that come in, it is a shot of Skyline Chili. Because when you're watching the Bengals, it is always Skyline time. So keep that in mind. Our goal is to get to 0 by the end of today's stream. Got a bit of a ways to go, but certainly looking forward to it. All right. AJC says, is Chase 100% playing? We'll get back to that in a moment. But we have a $2 super chat coming in from the regular dude. Says, love my team, but no game is easy for the Bengals. The regular dude, appreciate you, my friend. That is awesome. We will get that updated here as we now have 87 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall. But that is absolutely awesome. Appreciate you, the regular dude, doing your job, coming in there, helping us out here at Bengals Breakdown with a $2 super chat. Yeah, no, but I'm totally with you, man. I think this is definitely a spot where, I mean, if this was the Andy Dalton Bengals or the Carson Palmer Bengals, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, we might very well lose this game. And, I just remember the Andy Dalton era specifically. Every game went down to the wire, it seemed like. Now, that was a good thing, and when you were playing good teams and you were able to compete against them, then you were playing bad teams. Bengals tend to play down to that level of competition, and then you're in a dogfight. But given the Bengals' history, this is a game that they could mess around in and not play well in. But I think a lot of their history changed from the moment they picked Joe Burrow. This is not a game that Joe Burrow would go out there and lose. I think he's incredibly focused going into this season, and he's got a lot to prove. And the Bengals of old, I think you worry about him a little bit more in this game. And look, it's going to be a fight. It's an NFL game. It's week 1. The Patriots aren't just going to roll over. They're coming in hungry. So the Bengals got to be ready to go. But I've got a lot of confidence in Cincinnati getting it done today because of their quarterback, Joe Burrow. 10,000 Noodles says it's too much Skyline, but on a positive note, at least it isn't Gold Star. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, for a while, Gold Star chili was the official chili of the Cincinnati Bengals, and then luckily they got that switched around. Now, might be a hot take. I enjoy Skyline much better than Gold Star. Do not get me wrong. But Gold Star is edible, very much so edible. In fact, their cheeseburgers there are really good. I know that's not chili, but yeah. No, chili-wise, definitely happy it is Skyline and not Gold Star in that regard. The regular dude says, I don't think he's 100% on the wrist. That is certainly noteworthy. Something that is 100% concerning. I think Joe Burrow's been very coy about how exactly it feels, saying there's good days, there's bad days. You understand all of those things with your quarterback. But, yeah, I think, he still doesn't feel 100%. But I think a lot of that is just the uncertainty of having not been out there in the fire and taken those bullets. I think once Joe Burrow's out there and he gets hit, which, by the way, I'm ready for that. Let's get that over with quickly. Like, if he goes out there and gets popped on the first drive, I'm all right with that, to be honest, so long as he gets right back up. But that's just how it's going to be with Joe Burrow this year, as it really has been throughout his entire career. When he gets hit, you just have that you always feel a little bit concerned about that. The Bengals are interviewing Joe Burrow, or CBS is interviewing him right now. Obviously, I cannot hear it, but I'm interested to what exactly he is saying. Because I feel like these player interviews right before the game, I feel like that's kind of a new thing. I don't think that's something that has been going on, and I can't imagine trying to interview Joe Burrow right before when it's 5 minutes prior to game time. So that is kind of crazy. Very interested to hear what he had to say about that. Last Alliance is Burrow about to put the league on notice. Who day? I hope so. I think that all of us here that are Bengals fans, someone like me that has the opportunity to talk about these things as my job, I feel like I've done a fine job of putting the bias away. Look, I have this gig talking about the Bengals. Obviously, I am a fan. I don't have a problem admitting that. But I also have to, take the fan hat off frequently and try to evaluate what I see with my two eyes. And I see a guy that I think is the second best quarterback in the National Football League. Even as not a Bengals fan, I think Joe Burrow is a serious, serious issue. So I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do out there this year. 10,000 Noodles says they need to ask him why he did that to his hair. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of people are interested in that conversation, but we'll kind of stay away from that on our show. I'm worried about him going out there, staying healthy and executing. He can do whatever with his hair if he does those things. So he said he just wanted to mix it up a little bit, but that's his mindset on that one. Brandon Rocks with a $10 super chat says, "Let's join the Jungle Club. Who is your all-time favorite Bengals player?" Ooh, that is a good question. And let me get that written down here. My guy, Brandon Rocks 13, you are a member of the Jungle Club. Brandon Rocks. Yes, sir, Brandon. Appreciate you. That is awesome. We will get this updated as well as far as how many cans of Skyline chili are on the wall. Who is your all-time favorite Bengals player? That's a great question. And I hate to be basic here, but I'm going to be basic anyway. I'm going to tell you it's all right, I was going to just say Joe Burrow. But you know what? I'm not going to say Joe Burrow. I'm gonna stop with that, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's 85. Chad Ochocinco is my favorite player all time for the Bengals. Eventually, it will become Joe Burrow, but we need to see a little bit more out of him. We need to see him string together some games healthy. So right now, I'll go with Ocho. Chad Ochocinco on that one. When out of the games that I've been to, I haven't been to a ton of NFL games, but all of the NFL games I've been to in my life, he is the best receiver that I have watched with my two own eyes, like in person. By far the best. His route running, just absolutely disgusting. His footwork, incredible. Had an incredible pair of hands, nice soft hands. Seemingly came down with everything. Obviously, he was incredibly entertaining as well. So, I'm going to go with Chad Johnson. It's a good question. Thought about going Joe Burrow, but I think I need to see a little bit more out of Joe Burrow going forward over these next couple of years before I can give him that title. But, yeah, great question, Brandon. Thank you for your super chat. We now have 77 cans of Skyline chili on the wall, and we're moving right along. Brandon Rocks is going to be a member of our Jungle Club. Aunt Rachel's in the chat, says who day. What's going on, Aunt Rachel? Appreciate you stopping by. Get your score predictions in the comment section. Predict the score of Bengals Patriots. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Bengals going to cover that spread, 7.5 points. Which, by the way, that might have changed. Someone earlier on, when we first came on the air here, said it was down to 5. I don't know if that's true. But let me know if you think the Bengals are going to cover. Get those score predictions in the comment section of today's video, of today's live stream, rather. And it looks like we are about a minute away from kickoff. So that is certainly exciting as we get set here for the 2024 season to officially begin for the Bengals. And I'm just going to get everything set up here from a graphics perspective as we get ready for kickoff here. And get ready to spam your who days in the comments section as we are close to kickoff. That's what we're going to do before right before every kick. We're going to spam who day in the comments section, get everybody fired up, and hopefully we can get that our comments to our chat rate's going to spike there as well. So that is certainly the goal. Get those who days in here. We got about 200 or so people in the chat. If you are new filing in, appreciate you guys. For making us a part of your Sunday here as we get ready for Bengals and the Patriots. There we go. So get those who days in. 77 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. We're trying to get to $100 in super chats on today's stream. So anytime we get $10 in super chats, I will do a shot of Skyline chili. Brandon, I have not forgotten about you. I will do that at some point here. Probably the first commercial is probably going to be a good spot to do that. As my clock says 1 o'clock, keep getting those who days in the comment section. Dr. B's in there. He says who day. Chet says who day. Tim Tyra, what's up, Tim? Glad to have you back. Tim Tyra, very loyal viewer of Bengals Breakdown. Always in the comments of all our videos, giving us a who day. So, Tim, appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Dr. B says who day. Last Alliance says who day as well. Michael Easterwood is back. Michael Easterwood also is a member of our Jungle Club. Brandon Rocks just joined our Jungle Club here this afternoon. But, Michael, thanks again for stopping by. Let's have some more fun today. Michael had a great time with us for our preseason finale when the Bengals took on the Indianapolis Colts. So, Michael, thanks again for stopping by with us. We'll continue to give some shout-outs here as we get closer to kickoff. Still had a commercial here, but Bengals should be taking the field at any moment, I would think here. Shaggy says who day. Big Chez says who day. Ian Wood says who day from the UK. We have gone international. Appreciate you, Ian. ATV guy says who day. Mile High says go Denver. What are you doing, Mile High? What are you talking about? Last Alliance in there as well. Turn off your TV says 5 minutes. Okay, cool. What's with the delays? Like, I always feel like last year it was 1 o'clock. It was football time. But I guess a little bit of a slight delay here. But that's all right. Get those score predictions in the comment section as well. Mile High says I would rather Cincinnati win, though. Okay. So you are a Bengals fan, Mile High, or what are you doing there? You just messing with us? Joseph says, Houday from Croatia. My goodness. Appreciate you stopping by. We get ready for the Bengals and the Patriots here. Just a couple of minutes away. iOS Wonder says, Bengals need to win so I don't get stressed. I relate to that. I really do. I really relate to that. Donald Cooper says Houday. Michael Easterwood says Houday. Now, we've got the game on the screen here. Oh, the jungle looks good. Look at all that orange, baby. Spam those Houdays as we get ready for the kick right here. That is a whole lot of orange. And I'm here for it. I am totally here for it. I think that uniform setup looks really good for the Bengals. I bet the haters think it's too much orange, but I think that is a good amount of orange. Looks like Chase Brown is back to receive the opening kickoff for the Bengals. Bengals will start with the football first. Keep getting those Houdays in the chat. A sold-out Paycor Stadium, just orange everywhere. And we are just about ready for football in the Queen City. I cannot believe we've made it. All the talk, all the speculation. Travion Williams also back with Chase Brown as well to receive the kick. And that kick will go through the back of the end zone, and it will be a touchback, and Joe Burrow has taken the field for the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, my goodness. So there's a flag. So welcome back to the NFL. A nice little flag to get us going here. We'll see what it is. Illegal formation on the kicking team. So the Bengals will start out with a 5-yard advantage here after the penalty on New England. Yeah, just a bit of a head start there by 24. He was just a little antsy, a little excited. But the Bengals are going to start with the ball here. As we get our scoreboard set up, we are underway. Burrow in shotgun. Zach Moss out to his left. The give is to Moss. Moss up the middle, gets a couple. Bengals offensive line trying to get a bit of a push there. Looks like Moss will pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the first play of the 2024 season for Cincinnati offensively. All right, we'll answer some questions real quick. People were wondering who's going to be that first tight end out there. It is Drew Sample. People were wondering, was it going to be Chase Brown? Was it going to be Zach Moss? It is Zach Moss. Jamar Chase is out on the field for the Bengals as well. Trenton Irwin in the slot, along with Andre Yosevich. Burrow changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The back is still Moss. Patriots showing pressure. Sag off, bring 4. Burrow running out of time, and he fumbles the football. But it looks like Cincinnati hopped back on it. Luckily, Joe Burrow hopped back on it. That was very ugly. Oh, my goodness. Burrow ran out of time, tried to step up in the pocket, and he looked a little antsy there. And I think he ended up fumbling the football, but was able to fall on it as we get a replay here. Yep, that ball is out as Joe Burrow basically gets sacked. But great job by Burrow to pick it up. Burrow's able to recover his own fumble. My goodness, that was almost tragic immediately. But it will be 3rd and 9 for the Bengals. Burrow in shotgun. Mike Gesicki checks into the game. Patriots bring 4. Burrow fires to Gesicki. Pass is caught, but he will be short of the line to gain. It's about a 6-7 yard pickup for Cincinnati as they get towards midfield. I think we can expect a Ryan Rico punt here, and that's exactly what Zach Taylor is going to do. So the Bengals go 3 and out on their opening drive. They escape disaster and are able to recover the Joe Burrow fumble, but they will punt this one away. Rookie Ryan Rico on to punt it away for the Bengals. Here's his punt. Is in the air. It is about near the 10, and it bounces towards the 5 and into the end zone. So not a good punt from the rookie Rico. Maybe a little bit too much adrenaline, but kicks it too far, and it will go into the end zone. Hey, not an ideal start for Cincinnati, but again, that could have been a lot worse. Could have been a fumble. Instead, it It's just a 3-and-out. The Bengals are able to punt it away, and the Patriots get a touchback. They will start it out here on the 30-yard line. Make sure you guys do share our video for us on social media. Really help us out. Get us out there to some more eyeballs. So share it on social media if you have not done so for us already. All right, 1st and 10 for New England. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Has time. Running out of time. Steps up in the pocket. Fires to his tight end, Hunter Henry. Pass is caught for about 9-yard gain. Tackle made on the play by Cam Taylor-Britt. It'll be 2nd and short for New England. Pass rush was kind of non-existent there. Brissett had plenty of time, was able to step up in the pocket and deliver a good ball to his tight end for a 9-yard pickup. There is about 12 minutes left to go here in the first quarter after the Bengals, again, go 3-and-out on their opening drive offensively. Brissett under center. Gives it to the running back, Stevenson, who has plenty of space. And that is a big run for the Patriots running back, Ramondre Stevenson, out near midfield for the Patriots. Not ideal there. He just kind of bounced it to the outside and was able to get wrapped up on the play by Von Bell, was able to force him out. Or Geno Stone, rather, excuse me. Patriots 1st and 10 at their own 45. Brissett under center. The give is to Stevenson again. And Von Bell is in on the stop after a pickup of a couple. 2nd down coming up. 10,000 Noodles says Ramondre is a beast. Yeah, that was, I think Ramondre Stevenson definitely is a solid back in the NFL. No doubt about that. Second and 7 coming up. New England ball. 10:50 to go in the first quarter. Brissett once again under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Stevenson again, and the Bengals are there for a gain of 0. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Logan Wilson in on the stop. It is 3rd down. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. It is 3rd down. New England football, 3rd and 8 for the Patriots. Bengals bring some pressure. Here comes Hendrickson off the edge. He won't get home. Pass is incomplete. Deflected on the play by Dax Hill. Great job by Lou Anarumo's defense, and the Bengals are able to get off the field. Great coverage there by Dax Hill. That's the first time he gets tested here in the regular season. Looks like not the best ball from Brissett, but Dax Hill was all over the intended target there, and the Patriots will be forced to punt. Dax Hill doing a great job. That was outstanding coverage. Of course, Dax Hill is moving from safety to that cornerback 2 spot and was able to beat out DJ Turner in camp, and that was a nice play by the former Michigan standout on that one. Here come the Patriots with a punt. Charlie Jones back deep to receive for Cincinnati. Calls for a fair catch out at the 10-yard line. And the Bengals will try things again from an offensive perspective, hoping for a much better drive than what they were able to muster up originally on their first possession there. So some good things there defensively for Cincinnati, no doubt about that. Able to give up the big run to Stevenson. I think it really was just a great play by him. Did a nice job bouncing to the outside. Looked like a Bengal missed the tackle on that one. I didn't catch the number there, so not exactly sure who that was. But Dr. B says he's got a delay with his TV. Yeah, I would assume that we have a bit of a delay here as well. But Mile High, I see you hating in the comment section. Let's give him a second. It was one drive. Fumble was not good, but he had the wherewithal to bounce back up on it. So avoided disaster there. Could have been a heck of a lot worse for the Bengals on their opening drive. I do owe a Skyline Chili shot here for my guy Brandon Rocks 13. There's our Super Chat menu as I get ready for this. Oh, yeah. Straight out of the can. If you guys are just joining us, got a concept of 99 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall. Every Super Chat that comes in, we remove a can of Skyline Chili from the wall. There's currently 77. Brandon Rocks just joined our Jungle Club. $10 Super Chat gets you into the Jungle Club. Get a sticker with your name on it. It gets placed on the helmet. When the helmet fills up, it gets raffled off to a member of the Jungle Club. And we've got several people on the helmet at this point. So if we keep this pace up, probably going to be raffling it off before the next game. So hopefully we can get that filled today. That is the goal. Here we go. Cheers. Second shot of Skyline Chili. It doesn't get better as I continue to go. It doesn't, but that's all right. Because it's Skyline time. That's what we do here at Bengals Breakdown. Ian says you guys haven't even paid Chase yet. Yes, he currently does not have a contract, but he is out there playing football for Cincinnati right now. We will see. We'll continue to monitor his snap count throughout the course of the game. But, yeah, I'm expecting him to play a big chunk of this game. I think if he's out there, he seems like he's ready to go. Bengals did not target him on that first drive. Let's see if that changes here on this second drive. It is the open and orange theme. They just gave an aerial shot at the stadium, which is pretty cool. The place is lit up with orange. The Bengals start on their own 10. Burrow hands it off to Moss. Not much there. Gets one, maybe two. Eric All checked into the game for the Bengals. Of course, their tight end that they drafted in the 4th round. Played his college ball at Michigan before transferring to Iowa. A lot of concern on whether or not Eric All was going to be ready to go to start the season, but we did see him a little bit in the preseason, and he does appear to be 100% healthy. So we'll see if that rookie could potentially make an impact here for the Bengals. Bengals do have the ball, 2nd and 9. Burrow in the shotgun. And another handoff as Zach Moss gets it once again and picks up a couple of yards. So a very conservative start from Zach Taylor and his offense. Talked about in the pregame show how I was really hoping Zach Taylor would go out there and set the tone and be a little aggressive early on, but trying to really establish that running game with Zach Moss. Haven't had much success with that whatsoever. So 3rd and 6. See if the Bengals can't convert their first 3rd down of the season here. 3rd and 6. Burrow in shotgun, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Burrow surveying, takes the snap, drops back, running out of time, escaping to his right. He's got a running lane. He takes it. Joe Burrow down the sideline for a 1st down Cincinnati, but there is a flag on the play. I have a feeling this one is coming back. Joe Burrow did a nice job buying time. Okay, at least the lower body certainly is good on Burrow. I thought Burrow did a nice job of moving around, escapes the pocket to the right, finds a hole, but I would assume that hole was created due to a hold. And it was. We'll check the flag on who exactly it was on. Looks like Alex Kappa. But there were offsetting penalties there, so we will redo this play here on 3rd down. Bengals not going to lose any yardage. Looked like they got the youngster Christian Gonzalez, who was lined up on Jamar Chase for a little PI. So we got offsetting penalties, so we'll redo it. 3rd and 6 for the Bengals. Backed up deep into their own territory, their own 14-yard line. Burrow again in shotgun, trips out to the left. Burrow drops back with time once again, dumps it off over the middle. Pass is caught by Tanner Hudson, but he will be short of the 1st down by about a yard and a half. Hudson did a nice job of reeling that one in and then absorbing the contact there. Really a big shot from a New England defensive back. But, yeah, Yeah, one-handed catch there by Hudson. Takes a big shot. Well, actually, it looks like that ball comes out as we take another look at this. Well, they ruled it a catch. The ball did pop out at the end, but I guess he was already down and already had possession. So Ryan Rico comes back out on the field for the Bengals, his second punt of the game. And this one, very nearly a doozy. Oh my goodness, it nearly goes out at the 1-yard line, but instead hops, skips, and jumps into the end zone. That was an absolute bomb from Ryan Rico. Oh my goodness, inches away from the perfect punt, but instead it goes out of bounds, and it will be a touchback, and that is where New England will set up shop. So a shaky start for the Bengals offensively. We will see if they can get that turned around here in the near future. We'll see if the defense can get another stop as well. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time, because today's live stream watch party is presented by Game Time. And Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. I get Reds tickets with Game Time all the time, and it's a very incredibly straightforward process, and I get my tickets immediately with zero stress. You can also get ready for football season. Get tickets to watch the Cincinnati Bengals if you, of course, aren't watching our watch party here at Bengals Breakdown. My two favorite features on Game Time. First up, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. And I also love the views from your seats. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, so the Patriots are going to have the ball here as we continue with the first quarter. A bit of a shaky start for the Bengals offensively. Still looking for that first down of the game. Zach Taylor really trying his best to establish the run early on with the Bengals to really no success. It has been strictly Zach Moss out there taking all of the snaps. It'll be interesting to see when we see Chase Brown enter the ball game for the first time for the Bengals. Saw him out there for the opening kickoff, but we haven't seen him as a running back at this point yet. So that's certainly something that we will continue to monitor throughout the game. And I'm ready to see some more shots from Zach Taylor. I want to see them get a little bit more aggressive offensively. I understand you got to try to set the tone with a run game, but hasn't worked out to this point. Patriots will have the ball here with just over 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. It is another run with Stevenson up the gut, who continues to churn his legs and gets forward for a gain of about 7. So a really nice, strong run by Ramondre Stevenson. Second and 3 coming up. The regular dude says, I told you it's never easy with the Bengals. They play down to their competition. Not the ideal start, the regular dude. Not the ideal start. Brissett under center. Ramondre Stevenson is the backup or the running back once again. Bengals bringing some pressure. Trey Hendrickson couldn't get home. Brissett moving to his left, and he will scamper forward for the first down before getting chased out of bounds by Sheldon Rankins. Another first down by the Patriots. Bengals haven't had any luck getting home from a pass rush department so far today. Again, that was the biggest concern with this team, the entirety of their defensive line. Rankins just gets absolutely stuffed. Hendrickson brought some noise there from the right side. Ultimately was not able to get home. Hendrickson scampers forward for the first down. Brissett in shotgun. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. Bengals bring pressure. Pass is caught. Hendrickson chasing him out to the sideline. It is a massive gain by New England. Another first down for the Patriots. Kind of a shaky start here for the Bengals. Sam Hubbard and Geno Stone were able to chase him out of bounds. And that is Austin Hooper on the catch by New England. Bengals brought some heat there. Weren't able to get home. Brissett did a nice job of getting rid of the ball quickly. And it's another Patriots first down. New England with the football at midfield. Brissett under center. We've seen a lot of under center stuff from New England thus far in this one. Hands it off to his running back, who gets a couple. Zach Carter into the game, was in on the stop for the Bengals. I believe that was Antonio Gibson on the carry. And it was. Gibson is in the game at running back for New England. Ramondre Stevenson getting a breather. Clock continues to tick. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. First quarter, 2nd and 8 for New England. Play action. Brissett rolling out to his right, firing. Misses his man. Was trying to go for Austin Hooper once again. Bengals snuffed that one out. Bit of a wide throw there. Pass was intended for KJ Osborne. And it will be 3rd and 8. Spam those threes in the comments section. 3rd down for the Bengals. Can Lou Anarumo's defense get off the field again? Can a pass rush find its way home against Jacoby Brissett in this obvious passing situation? Spam those threes in the comments. It is 3rd and 8. Brissett in shotgun. Takes the snap. Bengals bring 4. And they won't get there, and the pass is caught. It will be a first down. First down New England. DJ Turner was checked into the game and was there on coverage. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Trey Hendrickson looks gassed as he heads to the sideline. Nice job here by Brissett. Hendrickson was able to get home and gets a nice hit on the quarterback, but ultimately did not get there in time. Brissett was able to get it out of his hand quickly. Here's Antonio Gibson again, has space, and he picks up about 8 down to the Bengals' 30-yard line. Bengals have some substitutions here on the defensive side. They look pretty gassed at this point. That's certainly not good, but hey, when you don't play in the preseason, it can be a rude awakening when you first get out there for week 1. Bengals have made several substitutions. Michael Easterwood says his team looks bad so far. They do not look good. Jermaine Pratt in on the stop. Ramondre Stevenson checked back into the game. It is a 3-yard pickup and another first down for the Patriots. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. New England driving. Bengals have yet to pick up a first down offensively. Joe Burrow really hasn't had an opportunity at this point to push the football down the field. Patriots are just lining it up and punching Cincinnati right in the face. Another target to the tight end, Austin Hooper. Nearly had it, but it looks like that ball squirted out. Jermaine Pratt was able to dislodge that football, and it will be 2nd and 10. So a really nice play by GP on that one. I mean, this is kind of what you expected from New England, right? They got an old veteran quarterback who's kind of, a career backup. They're going to line up, try to punch you in the mouth, run the football, not do anything crazy. It's not like they have crazy weaponry on the outside. They're not going to take a ton of shots. It's been a very conservative game plan so far for New England, but it's working thus far. But it looks like their left tackle just false started, and that will back New England up 5 yards. So be 2nd and 15 for the Patriots. This is where you're trying to see that bend but don't break defense from Lou Anarumo, right? I think the Bengals were kind of struggling at the beginning of last season. I think their defense kind of kept them in some games because they were able to, give up a lot of yards, but they really buckled down when it got down to the red zone and they were able to execute and do a good job there. We have not fully entered the game time red zone yet, by the way. Patriots have it on about the 30-yard line. The 34-yard line, rather. 2nd and 15 for Cincinnati, for New England. Brissett fires over the middle. Pass is caught. Dax Hill in coverage. Pickup of about 8. And 3rd down coming up. Spam those 3s in the comments section. Yeah, Peter, the Bengals have struggled at the beginning of games. Very much so. Did get some pressure there. Sam Hubbard delivered a nice shot on Brissett. But Brissett hangs in there, delivers a strike, and 3rd and manageable here for New England. Big play for the Cincinnati defense. Spam those 3s in the comments. 3rd and 5. 2 minutes to go, quarter number 1. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Brissett making some adjustments. Takes the snap. Bengals bring 4. Brissett running out of time, scampering out to his left, and he's got all kinds of space. Picks up a nice gain, and it will be another New England Patriots 1st down. And Jacoby Brissett has entered the game time red zone for New England. Not good for the Bengals. Rough start. I think some of the concerns that you had with the Bengals are coming true to this point. The defensive line, they've gotten some hits on Brissett, but they haven't been able to get home, number one, and they haven't been able to stop the run. I think Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, those guys are having a lot of success on the ground for New England thus far. But the New England Patriots will take a snap here in the game time red zone. The give is to Ramondre Stevenson. It's big old J2 Fele in on the stop for Cincinnati. It will be a loss of 2. Really nice play there by Tufele. 2nd and goal for New England. Wandell Harvey, no need to get crazy yet. Still early on. Rough start for Cincinnati, but still the first quarter. Let's see if the defense can get a stop. Brissett takes the snap, fires over the middle. Pass is caught. Tackle made on the play by Logan Wilson. And it will be 3rd and goal for New England at the Cincinnati 4-yard line. Spam those 3s in the comments section. Need a stop here for Cincinnati. That very well could have been the last play of the first quarter. We will see as the clock continues to run here. 12 seconds to go on the clock. New England's still in the huddle. Doesn't appear they have any intentions on snapping this football, and they do not as they wander over to the sideline. So we've played 1 here in Cincinnati. The Bengals are still without their first down of the game. We've seen 2 3-and-outs from Joe Burrow and company, but Burrow really hasn't had an opportunity to do much. Zach Taylor trying to establish the run game here for the Bengals, and it hasn't worked out thus far to this point. So we will see what happens. See if the Bengals can't get a stop here defensively to start the second quarter for Cincinnati. Well, we have a moment here. I want to remind you guys of our Super Chat menu as we go to commercial here. If you send in a Super Chat, doesn't matter if it is $1. You can say anything you want. You can ask me a question. It could be Bengals-related question. It could be any NFL football-related question. Personal question, I'm here for it. Get your Super Chats in. We'll give you a shout-out immediately, and we will answer your question. Also, $10 Super Chat gets you into the Jungle Club. Well, what is the Jungle Club? You send in a $10 Super Chat, your name goes on this helmet. Once this helmet is filled up, we raffle it off to somebody that is a member of the Jungle Club. Brandon Rocks, my guy, Brandon Rocks 13, joined the Jungle Club during this game. Still looking for someone else to join as well. But our Jungle Club currently consists of Lord Buddy Bear, Bricktop, Michael Easterwood, Mitchell Renz, the kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Huber, myself, and Chris Daughtry. So looking to continue to grow that, and we should be able to get this helmet raffled off before next game. So that is the goal here with that. So make sure you get those Super Chats in. And also 99 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall is kind of what we are doing there as kind of a tie-in to our Super Chat menu. as I get that there up on the screen here. There we go. So anytime you send in a super chat, that number goes down. We are trying, of course, to get that number to 0 by the end of our stream today. Anytime that first digit changes, it is a Skyline shot. So $8 in super chat revenue away from another Skyline shot. So that is our super chat menu for the day, and appreciate you guys getting interactive with that. Razorbacks Rule says Zach Taylor is the worst play caller I have ever seen. This is kind of what I was talking about in the pregame about Zach Taylor kind of needing to go out there and be aggressive and assert his dominance against a weaker opponent, or people are going to come after him. And that, Bengals fans love getting after Zach Taylor. And after that first quarter, 2 3 and outs, he's calling the shots. Hard to, switch that up. But I give credit to him that he's trying to establish the run game. I would have liked to see Chase Brown by now, but we'll see what happens. All right, start of the second quarter. We will get that updated on the graphic here in a moment. Handoff is to Stevenson, who waltzes right into the end zone. 6-0 New England. Oof. Some of our concerns with this football team, like I said, are coming true. Not stopping the run, not getting any pressure on the quarterback. That defensive line does not look good thus far for Cincinnati. This just goes right up the gut. See if anybody gets pancaked here. I mean, B.J. Hill just can't get off his block. And, Stevenson goes in there absolutely untouched. 6-0. Not good. Here is the extra point attempt, and it is good. So it'll be 7-0 New England. Here again with the second quarter just getting underway here. All right, Joe Burrow's got it. Time for him to respond, lead this team down the football field, and see what we can do here. So I get this switched up here to the second quarter. There we go. Also, I got a minute here. I'm just going to check something out real quick. Let's just see if our super chats are pulling. Let's see if they're working out for us. As we bear with me as I try to give our guy Michael Easterwood a shout out here. Oh, how about that? There we go. They're working. Michael Easterwood, a $2 super chat. He says, "Hooday." Appreciate you, Michael. Michael, of course, is a member of our Jungle Club. We had a great time during the Bengals preseason finale against the Colts. So, Michael, appreciate you getting interactive with our show. And, we'll update that L3 as we now have 75 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. Michael, appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. What's going on with the Bengals? They're making me nervous already. Just about, I would say, worst possible start, but that probably would have been the worst possible start if that fumble ultimately ended up getting recovered by New England. But Joe Burrow was able to fall on that. And Bengals avoided disaster on that one, but I clearly can't do this. All right, 75. Sorry, I'm just trying to update our little graphic there on the bottom. There we go. That's the right number. 75. Michael Easterwood, again, appreciate you hanging out with us here. Green Bean Garrett says, what happened to the first drive? Well, the Bengals have went 3 and out. Yeah, Joe Burrow did fumble, but he was able to fall back on it. They had another play after that, went to Gesicki, but not enough yardage to get the first down. So Joe Burrow's completed some passes. Unfortunately, nothing past the sticks yet at this point. Nothing yet. Green B. Garrett says he's in the hot seat. Well, it didn't take long for people to get after Zach Taylor. Seems like we got a lot of disgruntled fans in the comment section. I don't blame you. I understand the expectations are high for this team. That start was pretty miserable, but Bengals will get the ball back here. And let's see what they can do here. Joe Burrow will take the field once again. Let's see who's that running back. Let's get Chase Brown out there. Let's mix something up here a little bit. We also have a live sub counter that we can track all of our subscribers that come on. So, I mean, we have 10,207 subscribers at this point. Be interesting to see if we could push it to 11,000 for the end of the show. We would need a good performance there, but not out of the question. There is Chase Brown into the game, who gets the dump-off pass from Joe Burrow and gets about 3 yards. So there's some positive yardage there by the Bengals. Let's continue to throw the ball. Running game clearly isn't working. Chase Brown will stay out on the field for the Bengals at this point. Again, the Bengals have the football here. Second and 6 for Cincinnati. 14.5 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Joe Burrow still has yet to throw an incompletion, but has still yet to get a first down for the Bengals. Second and 6. Burrow in shotgun. Chase Brown is the running back to his right. Burrow takes the snap. Short drop. Steps up in the pocket. And he's going to take off and slides short of the first down. Pickup of about 3 on the play for Burrow. So another third down coming up for Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor in this Bengals offense. Third down coming up. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. Third and 3, Burrow in shotgun. Jamar Chase comes in motion. Haven't called his name yet thus far. Patriots bring pressure, and they get home, and down goes Joe Burrow for a sack. Let's make sure he gets up, and he does, but it will be fourth down, and the Bengals are forced to punt again. Holy nightmare start in Cincinnati. Here's something I have an issue with. At the beginning of a football game, you got to get the ball in your best playmaker's hands. And we haven't even tried to get Jamar Chase the football at this point. Looked like Burrow had Trenton Irwin open deep down the middle of the field, but ultimately ran out of time. Gerard Mayo sends the blitz, and it's a sack. So out comes Ryan Rico for his third punt of the game. Solid kick. It will be fair caught by New England at the 17-yard line. 7-0 Patriots as they get the ball back here with about 12 minutes, 42 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Again, a bit of a nightmare start for Cincinnati in this one thus far. As you can tell, we got our sub counter up on the screen. As we continue to make progress throughout the game, we'll set a goal in terms of how many subs we're trying to hit before the end of our stream. Still kind of feeling things out right now, so make sure you hit that sub button if you haven't already. I know all you guys in here watching are not subscribed to our channel, so we've got daily Bengals videos for you guys, just about daily, sometimes twice a day. And, of course, we have live watch parties every time the Bengals take the football field. We will be here every Thursday, Sunday, or Monday the Bengals are out there. We will be here with a live stream watch party for you guys. And when Bengals breaking news hits, we got you covered with a video or a YouTube short in some capacity. So for all the latest Bengals news and rumors, you have come to the right place. Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. Hit that sub button for us. And, hey, you help us out. You hit that sub button. That allows us to continue making Bengals content, putting that out there for you guys. All right, so let's head down to the comments section here. Jeff Ward says, where are all the Bengals fans that were defending not playing starters in the preseason? Awful quiet. Well, he said quiet, but I think he meant quiet. Yeah, look, I can sense a lot of angst and a lot of frustration in the comment section. It's understandable. You know, you've waited for the Bengals to come back so long, and then this is the product that they come out and put on the field immediately. It's not ideal. Offensive line hasn't looked great. Defensive line sure hasn't looked great. Joe Burrow, candidly, hasn't looked great. I understand he doesn't have an incompletion, but He hasn't been magical. Zach Taylor doesn't look great. Just everything at this point just doesn't look great. And need the defense to step up. Need to switch the momentum in this game, create a turnover, get a big tackle for a loss, do something to really shake up how this game is going. And somebody's got to step up and make a play. We'll see who that is. Bengal Prod says Bengals going to start the year 0-2 once again. Let's not look ahead too far just yet. It's not even close to halftime yet. So rough start, but the defense is something I'm certainly worried about. Joe Burrow and the offense, Zach Taylor, they'll get things worked out. Not really concerned about that. But if you're letting Jacoby Brissett and this New England Patriots offense get down the field on you, then you are in serious trouble, because this is by no means a dynamic offense that you're facing at this point. All right, Brissett under center. Hands it off to, let's see, is that Gibson? It is Antonio Gibson, who gets about one on the play. Got to give a little bit of credit to Jacoby Brissett, though. He's done all the right things so far early in this game. He hasn't done anything spectacular, but he's hung in the pocket. He's delivered throws when he's needed to. He's made good decisions. He's escaped the pocket and ran for it with his legs when the opportunity has presented himself. He just looks like a quality veteran quarterback out there, just kind of has full control of what New England's doing offensively. 2nd and 9 for New England. Brissett, play action. Bengals bring some pressure. Brissett rolling, dumping off. Pass is caught. Just kidding. It is not caught. Pass is intended for KJ Osborne, and the official on the boundary says he is out of bounds. So it will be 3rd and 9 for this Bengals defense. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. Just a bit outside there, that throw from Jacoby Brissett. I don't see the ball pop free, but he did hold on to it, but allegedly he was out of bounds. Didn't really get a good replay there, but Michael Easterwood says, I know it's early. Oh, pass intended for KJ Osborne off his hands. Incomplete, and the Patriots will be forced to punt. So there we go. Cincinnati getting the football back. Good defensive stand there by Lou Anarumo's defense, only giving up a yard on that drive. Pass for Osborne was just a little bit high from Brissett. Not a good ball. Logan Wilson and Mike Hilton in the area there for Cincinnati. So here comes the Patriots punting team. Punt is away. Charlie Jones back deep to receive for the Bengals. Catches it around the 30. Has some space to work with. Gets it out to the 35 before being tackled by the long snapper. And Joe Burrow will once again come out onto the football field trying to get a first down for the Bengals. 11 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Adam Scott says, home game, got the ball first, playing New England, and losing 7-0. Yep, that pretty much sums up what's going on at this point. There we go, Don. Don's got some positivity for us in the comments section. He says, Houday, we got this. I'm with you, Don. It's way too early to be hitting that panic button. Yeah, and Michael Easterwood, yes, the Bengals have a veteran QB as well. Joe Burrow has the ability to certainly go out there and elevate this offense despite not having a run game, despite not having the best protection at this point. So let's relax. Let's keep it a little bit easy here. At some point, the Bengals are going to find their way onto the board. But I want to see Zach Taylor dial me up something nice here. Dial me up something successful. Yeah, I mean, Adam Scott summed it up pretty well there. If Bengals run the ball, it looks like they're getting a yard or two. So that's not where it needs to be if you want to be successful by any means. Michael Easterwood says they need to show us something, anything. I completely agree. Completely agree. Just give us something. Give us some reason to be optimistic. One big play, one nice play by Joe Burrow. We just offensively haven't had anything going yet at all at this point. So Still 75 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. Remember, you send in a super chat, that number goes down. Once we venture into the 60s, it will be another shot of Skyline chili. So every $10 in super chats is a shot of Skyline chili. So make sure you are aware of that. All right, so let's see if Joe Burrow and the Bengals can get anything going here. Again, Zach Taylor, dial me up something. Got to get the ball in your best player's hands. Ja'Marr Chase, best playmaker's hands. Ja'Marr Chase. Got to force it to him early. That's something you've heard Tom Brady talk a lot about. If you have your receiver, and Ja'Marr, of course, is ticked off for a lot of other reasons, but you don't want to tick him off even further by not getting him the football. So Trenton Irwin is the third wide receiver into the game here for Cincinnati, along with Chase and Yosivas. 1st and 10 for the Bengals, 11:42 to go in the second quarter. Burrow in shotgun. And the give is to Chase Brown, who is in the game. Picks up about 4. So this is okay. A little bit more of a burst than what we saw out of Zach Moss. You just tell that very quickly by looking with your eyes. But, again, on the show, I've always talked about how I feel like Chase Brown, it's only a matter of time before he fully takes over that role. So good to see him in here getting snaps with the Bengals here. 2nd down coming up for Cincinnati. Ja'Marr Chase still has not gotten that football yet. 2nd and 6. Burrow in empty. There it is. Ja'Marr Chase with a little wide receiver screen, but he picks up 0 yardage. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. But there is a flag on the play. We'll check the marker here. Illegal shift on the Bengals that will back them up even more as they repeat 2nd down. And maybe I'm reading too much into things here, but something about Ja'Marr, something doesn't look right. Facial expression doesn't seem as fired up as normal. Kind of worried he's just out there going through the motions. So certainly hope that is not the case. Hate to speculate on that, but it is what it is right now with the Bengals and Ja'Marr Chase. So it looks like New England ended up declining the penalty, so it will be 3rd and 6 for Cincinnati. Burrow once again in shotgun, looking for that first down of the game. Zach Moss back in at running back. Burrow running out of time, escaping to his right, eyes downfield, throwing. Pass is caught by Andre Yosivas for the first down on the ball game for Cincinnati. Got that monkey off the back. Now we can get ready to go out there and execute at a high level. Looked like Burrow was very nearly about to quit on the play and take off with his legs, but the last second before going out of bounds, he fired it down the sideline to Andre Yosivas. Really nice throw and catch. Great job of Yosivas coming back to his quarterback, hanging out there on the boundary. And the Bengals get a 1st down. Spam those ones in the comment section for our first time today. Joe Burrow still without an incompletion, by the way. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Burrow takes the snap, has time, dumps it off to Zach Moss, who drops the football. Looked like a simple case of trying to run before he had possession of the ball there by Moss. He did have some daylight ahead of him. And just, yeah, that's elementary stuff right there, just right through the wickets. And he will check out of the ball game. Rough start to Zach Moss's career in Cincinnati, his tenure in Cincinnati. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Bengals. Burrow with time, dumping off to Chase Brown. Nice catch by the Bengals running back, and he gets about half. Be about 3rd and about 5 coming up. Spam those 3s in the comments. Ian says 3rd down Bengals. Dan Pitcher, first-year offensive coordinator for the Bengals. Of course, Brian Callahan moving to Tennessee and is their head coach at this point. 3rd and 6. Bengals at the New England 45. Finally have it across midfield. 2 seconds on the play clock. Joe Burrow's got to go, and he does. Looks like the Patriots jumped offside as Joe Burrow scampers forward. Slides short of the first down marker, but it appears to be an offsides penalty on New England. Again, we'll check the flag here. But I believe that was a free play, and this should be 3rd and 1 for the Bengals coming up. And it is an offside call on New England. Still 3rd down for the Bengals. Feels like 2-down territory here for Zach Taylor. Feels like 3rd down territory. It'll be interesting to see if they choose to run the football here or not. I would like to see Chase Brown in the game here and not Zach Moss. Instead, it is Zach Moss out to Burrow's left, 3rd and 1. The give is to Moss, and he looks like he just has enough to keep the chains moving for Cincinnati. So nice run there by Zach Moss. Nice physical run. Looked like he got hit right at that first down marker. Was able to keep his body moving forward, and it will be a 1st down for the Bengals. Spam those ones in the comments section. Twandell said, is T in the game? No, Tee Higgins is inactive for today's afternoon matchup with the Patriots. Got that hamstring issue. Zach Moss still in the game for the Bengals. 1st and 10. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Bengals trying to get their first points of the season. The dump off is to Moss. He's got some space. Out past the 30, a pickup of about 15. 1st down Cincinnati. Spam those ones. There we go. Now the Bengals got some stuff going here offensively. Zach Taylor had that screen pass schemed up pretty nicely there. Got Moss some open space to work with. Is a 1st down Cincinnati. Ball at the New England 26. Burrow takes the high snap, fires over the middle, and it is Charlie Jones's first catch of the 2024 season. Pickup of about 5. Nice completion there by Burrow. Still yet to throw an incompletion at this point. 2nd and 5. 7 minutes to go in this one. The first half. Ball on the 21-yard line. Burrow in shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks over to his left. Works his way back to his right. Running out of time. Scampering. Firing. End zone. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Trenton Irwin. Was too high for him. Quality coverage on the play by New England. 3rd down coming up. Type those 3s in there for us. Burrow did a nice job extending the play. Rolled out to his right. And just a bit too high there for Trenton Irwin. Maybe if that was Jamar Chase, maybe a different story. But that pass is too high there for Irwin. Got 3rd down coming up. As we get a little buffering action here on the TV. Hopefully it snaps out of it. Unfortunately, we are frozen. Let me know if you guys see ahead of me what happens here on this one. Bengals have a 3rd down coming up near the Patriots goal line. And we have the wheel of death on the TV. And now it says 1st down. And they're showing Jamar Chase. So we're back. We're live after a little buffering action there. And, yep, looks like a little button hook there from Jamar Chase. And he gets the 1st down. So we're back. We're back. We're back. 1st down Chase. Appreciate you, Tim, for that. All right, 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Bengals have entered the game time red zone. The give is to Chase Brown, who is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down coming up. Feels like a very quick first half. A lot of running, a lot of clock running. Not a whole lot of action, but the New England Patriots have a 7-0 lead over the Bengals. Bengals looking to capitalize here. Turns out Chase Brown actually lost a yard on that one. Second and 11 for Cincinnati. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Burrow in the shotgun. 4 seconds to go on the play clock. Takes the snap. Firing. End zone. Caught. Touchdown, Mike Gesicki. A dime from Joe Burrow in the back corner of the end zone. And the Bengals are on the board as Gesicki does his first Cincinnati gritty of the 2024 season. Beautiful ball by Joe Burrow. Heck of a catch by Gesicki. Welcome to Cincinnati, Mike Gesicki, 7-6. There's the spark we needed. Spam those TDs for us in the comments section. Offensive line gave Burrow plenty of time on that one, and he just throws a dime to Mike Gesicki in the back right corner of the end zone, who hauls it in. Decent coverage on the play by Duggar, and didn't matter. Too good of a throw, too good of a catch by Gesicki, and the Bengals are on the board. Okay, took them a second. Took them a second to get it going. They messed with us a little bit like they like doing. But ultimately, they finally find their way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Spam those TDs. There we go. But are they looking at this one? They might be looking to see if that ball popped out. They are going to commercial here, so let me know in the comments if they are reviewing that. But right now it is 7-6. The Bengals have yet to announce or yet to kick an extra point. Maybe there was some action going on with that football, but it looked pretty clearly to be a touchdown to me. We'll see. Didn't really get a great replay look there. Ian says they're checking the play. Okay. Again, it looked like a touchdown to me. We'll see. Duggar was coming down on Gesicki as Gesicki was falling to the ground. We'll see if that ball popped out. Gunray says he thinks it's possession, touchdown, Bengals. Dave asked, did he control it? I thought so. Live, we didn't get a good look there. We'll see when they come back out of commercial here, but nonetheless, great momentum there for the Bengals. Even if this ends up getting overturned, which again I would be surprised, but the offensive line, that was the first time Burrow's had a really clean pocket all day, could step back, play in rhythm, and just deliver a beautiful ball. When you give Joe Burrow time, he's going to absolutely dice you up. And that's what you saw there on that throw to Gesicki. But I think that could be, a sign of great things to come for Gesicki. He's a really athletic guy. We talked about him all off season, potentially being a big-time threat for the Bengals in the game-time red zone as he was there. And, beautiful job by Gesicki. We'll see. Still in commercial at this point, but 10,000 Noodle says his internet went out for a minute, which is funny because here at our studios, we got the wheel of death on the TV on that third down play. They end up throwing a little button hook to Jamar Chase, execute, get the first down, and then they throw the shot to Gesicki. They are reviewing right now whether or not Mike Gesicki had possession of that football, if he had control, or if it popped loose. Again, it feels like this is going to stand, but I didn't see a great replay of it. So there might be a look where the ball very clearly comes out, but we have not seen that yet. Ian says it's incomplete as we come back from commercial here, and it looks like it has been overturned. Obviously, I can't hear the game, but I'm seeing more images here as Gesicki. Oh, yeah, that looks to be unfortunate there. Yeah, that ball is very clearly popping around there by Gesicki. And it is 3rd and 11 as we Well, that was fun for a second. That was a good time for a second, but it is still 7-0, 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Bengals. Didn't see a good replay originally, but coming back from that commercial, the ball very clearly pops around there for Mike Gesicki. So not quite a touchdown for the Bengals. 3rd and 11 coming up. All of a sudden, right back into the fire. Patriots bring 4 over the middle. Tanner Hudson fumbles on the goal line, and that ball is out, and New England has it And they're running back the other way. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events here. As looked like Tanner Hudson was going to score or get tackled on the 1-yard line. And that ball is out. And he fumbles that at the 1-yard line, picked up by New England and going back the other way. Just absolutely inexcusable. Inexcusable. Tanner Hudson just walking around with the ball flying around in front of him, just simply not protecting it whatsoever. That ball is out. The Bengals do not score, and it is still 7-0 New England. And this has went sideways on Cincinnati quickly, very quickly. I mean, you can see that Tanner Hudson is just getting prepared to reach it across into the end zone because it felt like he was probably going to get stopped at the 1-yard line. But in that process, that ball comes out, and that is a fumble. And that is brutal. I believe New England's going to have it around like the 20. And you can see Tanner Hudson just looks absolutely sick to his stomach right now. And, yeah, Gunray, that's well said. Just shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, that's a play. It was decent coverage from Duggar on the what we thought was the touchdown to Gesicki. But that's a play that Gesicki needs to make. Doesn't make it. And then you got 3rd and 11 back out there. Nice completion from Burrow to Tanner Hudson. And then you fumble at the 1-yard line. And, yes, the New England Patriots are back out onto the field, and they have it in a 1st and 10 situation on their own 18-yard line. Bengals need a stop, and they need one bad. The give is to Stevenson. He's got all kinds of space. Big run from Ramondre Stevenson. Pickup of 15 before being tackled by Logan Wilson. Just a nightmare start for Cincinnati. Saw some good things there offensively, but ultimately it results in a turnover near the goal line. It is New England's ball here. Brissett takes the snap, has time, steps up in the pocket, dumps it off to his running back Stevenson, who lowers his shoulder and picks up about another 6 yards before being stopped on the play by Von Bell and Logan Wilson. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Bengals trailing the New England Patriots 7-0 at home. Peter says the Bengals just weren't prepared. Well, unfortunately, that fumble really turns the tables on us here. The give is to Stevenson again, and again, he's got all kinds of space. Another big run into Cincinnati territory, and the New England Patriots will have a 1st and 10 situation on the Cincinnati 42-yard line. Bengals are getting ran through like you-know-what through a tin horn. This is absolutely not good for Cincinnati. If you're doing this against the Patriots, this could get ugly on you if you don't make any adjustments here. Just over 3 minutes to go. Brissett under center. Another handoff. Ramondre Stevenson again. This time only gets a couple. Zach Carter in on the stop for the Bengals. Again, haven't really put any pressure on the quarterback. Hit him a few times. No sacks so far in this one. Just over 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And New England's really done an outstanding job of just eating the clock. Bengals offense has only had the ball 3 times. Play action. Brissett looking to take a shot. Fires over the middle. Wide open. Pass is caught down to the Cincinnati 25-yard line. Cam Taylor-Britt in coverage. Tyquan Thornton just found the soft spot of the zone and was absolutely wide open. Another 1st down for New England. We'll see if the Patriots will elect to take a snap before the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. 20 seconds on the play clock. I think if you're New England, you just run this down to the 2-minute warning. It looks like that is what they are prepared to do. and the Bengals jump off sides. Mike Hilton jumps off sides, just has no idea of what the play clock is looking like, and he just jumps off sides. Just a careless play from the Bengals veteran. As we check to make sure what the call is here. Yeah, prior to the 2-minute warning, you jump off sides. That is absolutely inexcusable from Mike Hilton. What in the world is he thinking? I think in that situation, Hilton looked like he thought that New England had to snap that before the 2-minute warning. I mean, if you make a crazy play like that, it looks like he's timing it out to the 2-minute warning thinking they had to snap it. But New England just absolutely did not have to snap it. But now they will snap it before the 2-minute warning as he jumped off sides with 2 minutes and 1 second to go. Actually, now they switch it to 2 minutes, so I believe this is the 2-minute warning. But just a boneheaded mistake by a veteran player that you usually can trust in these situations. But Mike Hilton jumps off sides. Ooh. Prime says we can come back, but still the tight end sold. Yeah, I think, you feel for Tanner Hudson in this spot. He's absolutely sick to his stomach. It was a nice catch. It was a nice run after catch. It looked to be a touchdown, or on the verge of being a touchdown. Instead, as he's getting ready to reach across that pylon, that football comes out and New England recovers. So, bit of a nightmare start in the Queen City for Cincinnati. Just a couple of blocks away from our Chat Sports offices here at Paycor Stadium. But, from an offensive perspective, the Bengals have quelled my concerns a little bit. Remember, this team has only had the football 3 times this first half, and it doesn't appear like New England's going to be giving it back to Cincinnati before the end of the half. So, 2 rough 3-and-outs to start. But then, that last drive really put some good things together, executed on 3rd down, and then ultimately you fumble by the goal line and turn the football over. So, going to be a lot to clean up here at halftime, but at this point, you're just trying to avoid another touchdown by New England. You get this thing into halftime at 10-0, and you just try to freaking regroup, right? That's essentially what the Bengals are going to be trying to do here. Just get it to the half and then regroup because things are not going well thus far. The defensive line. If you watch the show, you understand that has been our biggest concern all offseason long. And that concern is proving to be, really true. The Bengals cannot stop a nosebleed right now. Ramondre Stevenson absolutely going off in this football game. And Jacoby Brissett is just doing a great job, mastering the controls. He's not doing anything eye-opening, but he's protecting the football. He's making the right checks, making the right reads, using his feet when he has to. And he's got his football team the lead here on the road, week 1. Keep in mind the Patriots were significant underdogs coming into this game. Again, we are at the 2-minute warning right now. In the second quarter. Halftime coming up. But the Bengals need a stop before that. And Ramondre Stevenson, 10 carries, 61 yards, and a tud. He's really been he's the number one reason New England has the lead in this game. No doubt about that. Looks like we are set for football here. The Patriots have entered the game time red zone. The give is to Antonio Gibson, spinning, and gets a couple. Remember, it was 1st and 5 because Mike Hilton jumped off sides, and that'll be a pickup of about 2 or 3. One minute, 50 seconds to go in the second half, or the first half, second quarter. Jamar Chase just has I don't know, something about the look on his face, the body language. He does not look like he is there and with it today. Again, could be reading too much into that, but it does not look good for Chase at this point. 7-0 New England. Bengals need to do something on defense here. Need a stop. Got to be thinking field goal at the worst here. Antonio Gibson is the running back for New England. 2nd and 2. KJ Osborne comes in motion for the Patriots. Brissett hands it off to Gibson, who slips in the backfield before getting up and being met by Cam Taylor-Britt. Massive play by the Husker. 3rd down coming up. Spam those threes in the comments section. Cincinnati calls their 2nd timeout of the half. I like this from Zach Taylor. Trying to get the ball back in Joe Burrow's hands. You get a stop here on 3rd down. You call that timeout. Patriots kick the field goal. Then you have an opportunity to go down the field with about a minute and a half or so left in the half. No timeouts. Trying to get at least a field goal. Spam those threes in the comments section. This feels like the biggest play of the game to this point by either team. Be interesting to see how aggressive Gerard Mayo is here. If he elects to throw the football or keep it on the ground and force Cincinnati to use that last timeout. 3rd and 2. Bengals run defense has not been there all game long. Let's see if they can come up with the stop. Brissett in shotgun. They will throw it. Here comes pressure from the Bengals. Pass is completed over the middle for a 1st down. Cam Taylor-Britt on the tackle. And Zach Taylor will use his final timeout, even though it is a 1st down for the Patriots. Man, got to give credit to Jacoby Brissett, man. He has hung in there. He has made the right plays. Biggest play of the game to that point, it's a completion. It's a New England 1st down. Now New England is probably going to run out the clock here. Minute 36 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. I think you can expect perhaps a run here, or you just try to get really aggressive and get into the end zone. I think 14-0 feels like worst case here for Cincinnati right now. At 14-0 would just be a massive kick to the stomach at this point. Brissett is in shotgun. Bengals bring 4. Will they get home? No. Brissett, corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Geno Stone nearly intercepted it. Pass was intended for Hunter Henry, the tight end. Geno Stone in coverage. First time we've called his name, or 2nd time, I believe. It looked like he was about to pick that off. Oh, nearly an interception for Geno Stone. Hunter Henry, was able to just wrestle it free at the last second. Oh, my goodness. That could have been massive. Brissett just underthrows his man in the back corner of the end zone. And very nearly a miraculous interception by Geno Stone, but Hunter Henry does a nice job not quitting on the play and is able to lodge it loose. 2nd and 10, minute and a half. Clock did, of course, stop on that incompletion. The give is to Stevenson, who gets met at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Bengals defense, but I assume New England will let this clock roll here. Absolutely in no rush whatsoever if you are the Patriots. Minute 15 to go on the clock. The clock continues to wind down. Minute 03, a minute. Now we are under a minute. 3rd and 11 coming up. 12 seconds left on the play clock. I assume New England will take it down to that mark. Brissett calling some plays at the line of scrimmage. Little hard count action, 3 seconds. And they don't snap it. And instead, New England calls their first timeout of the half. 3rd and 11 coming up. 44 seconds to go in the half. Bengals need a stop, trying to get to the halftime locker room with a score of 10-0. New England with a massive completion there a couple of plays ago on 3rd and 2 after Zach Taylor had used all of his timeouts. And Bengals are bending but haven't broken yet defensively. Got some people in the comments saying that is a pick. Interested to hear what the broadcast is saying. That, of course, being the Geno Stone play that I'm referring to a couple of plays ago. To me, it looked like it popped out, but some people in the comments saying that it looked like there was possession there from Geno Stone. That's certainly interesting. 3rd and 11. Brissett takes the snap. Here comes Hendrickson off the edge. Can he get home? He cannot. Brissett getting flushed out to his right and gets hit by Dax Hill behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by Dax Hill, not letting Brissett get any yardage on that one. The clock continues to wind here, and I assume the Patriots will take this down to about 3 seconds and then attempt the field goal. Nice shot there by Dax Hill. Looked like Brissett was thinking about starting a slide. There might be a little bit of controversy about that hit, but to me that looks like a great hit there by Dax Hill. And does a nice job making sure Brissett doesn't get any yardage there. So a couple of ticks left to go in the half. Patriots will have an opportunity to kick a field goal and take a 10-0 lead in this one. Bengals offense hasn't really been able to get a ton going to this point. Looked like they were about to score, but unfortunately, there was a fumble by Tanner Hudson. That is the biggest play of the half so far by Cincinnati. Completely switched the trajectory of this game when it felt like the Bengals were about to gain some momentum. So 4th and 11 for New England. Again, 2 seconds to go in the first half, and they will attempt a field goal. 32-yarder. Joey Sly in for the field goal attempt for the Patriots. There's the snap, the hold, kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle as we head to halftime. The Bengals trailing the New England Patriots. What has been a stunner of a first half to this point, 10-0 New England as we go to halftime. Before we get into our halftime fully, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because today's show is presented by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Look, I get tickets to Reds games all the time with Game Time. It's an incredibly straightforward process, and I get my tickets immediately with zero stress. My 2 favorite features on Game Time. First, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front shows you your total right there so you don't get any surprise fees at checkout. Also, the views from your seat. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, as we get this adjusted here, the Bengals going into halftime with facing a 10-0 deficit against the New England Patriots. And some takeaways, really, from the first half is that Zach Taylor really tried to get the running game going early on for the Bengals. That was really his main focus early on in the game. It didn't work out those first 2 drives, which led to Cincinnati going 3-and-out on those first 2 possessions. So from there, it kind of felt like they were behind the 8 ball. And we'll switch to defense in a moment. But offensively, they finally got that last drive going, picking up some first downs. Burrow did a nice job, using his legs, getting out of the pocket, finding guys downfield. And there was some positivity in that regard. And then it looks like what we thought was going to be Mike Gesicki's first ever touchdown as a Cincinnati Bengal gets overturned after replay. Ball came out. So the Bengals then are facing a 3rd and 11 situation. And passes complete over the middle, a little slant route to Tanner Hudson. But as he's getting ready to reach across the goal line, ends up fumbling the football. And that is why the Bengals currently still have no points at this point. New England drives down the field, runs through the Bengals, which has been a significant storyline thus far. Ramondre Stevenson definitely has been the player of the game to this point for New England. And then Zach Taylor uses his timeouts trying to get the ball back. And it's a 3rd and 2 situation that New England ultimately ends up converting on. They run the clock down. They try to score a touchdown. Geno Stone nearly has an interception in the end zone, but ultimately they run the clock down a couple of seconds, kick the field goal at the buzzer, and you have a 10-0 deficit right now. So that's kind of how things have ended up being where they are at for Cincinnati at this point. Lots to be concerned about. You're definitely not happy about how the Bengals looked offensively prior to that last drive. Fumble, of course, can't turn the football over in the NFL if you want to put yourself in position to win games. And defensively, I think all of our concerns about the defensive line are coming to life here. Because if New England is having that much success on the ground against you, when you face some other teams around the league that are a little bit, more known for having a dynamic offense, that could spell trouble for you if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. But if we know anything about Lou Anarumo and Zach Taylor, they know how to make halftime adjustments. I think the Bengals find a way to come back and win this game if they can hold on to the football in the second half. If they turn it over once or twice in the second half, I think this thing could really get dicey for Cincinnati down the stretch. But if Joe Burrow comes out there, protects the football, and continues to make the right play as he has been doing, I think Cincinnati finds a way to win this game. But that's kind of how we got to this point. So grade the Bengals' performance so far for me in the comment section. I'm expecting to see a lot of Fs here in the comments for us. I won't go full F, but I'll go with a D here. I think I will certainly go with a D. The defense, again, big red flags. I think really expected better play from other guys on the defense too. I mean, New England hasn't really tried to take a shot against the Bengals, so that secondary really hasn't been put to the test yet. But I think Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt as linebackers got to do a better job of coming up in the run game and making stops. So let's get some grades into the comment section at this point. Brandon Y says D. Marcus J says D. Aunt Rachel says D minus. Frank Raposa says D minus. Deleted says F. Robert Nance says F. Razorbacks Rule says D. Susan says D. Yeah, it simply was not a good first half for the Bengals on all accounts. But I think I'd be interesting to see what the time of possession looks like. Let's see if I can pull that up. Because it felt like, Joe Burrow just didn't really have a chance. Those first two drives were quick. And quick 3 and outs for the Bengals. And then that last drive, the Bengals, were having some more success. And then, of course, ultimately had a turnover. So let's see here. Yeah, 13 and a half minutes. New England has about a 3-minute advantage there on the time of possession. So it never really felt like the Bengals had the ball, again, apart from that one long drive that resulted in a fumble. So we'll see. We will see. Trav says we need to keep it pounding. Yeah, we just gotta keep up with it. You know what I mean? I don't think. At some point you're gonna have to abandon the run game if this gets out of hand. But I wouldn't mind. Look, Zach Taylor has tried his best to get the run game going. We haven't really seen much from Zach Moss in terms of his production. I think Chase Brown, to me, has looked like the better back in this game, but then again, he hasn't really done a lot either. So, small sample size at this point for Cincinnati, as, again, it feels like they really haven't had the football offensively, but certainly have concerns on defense. Look, guys, this New England offense is supposed to be one of the worst in the league, and I understand they only have 10 points, so that's not, it's not like they're going crazy, but they're having a lot of success moving the football down the field. If they had more to work with from a firepower standpoint offensively, I think this score's a little more lopsided. But, with the lack of weaponry they have on the outside and, Jacoby Brissett, who, again, has played well, that there's some limitations that come with that. So, certainly alarming that this is what's happening for Cincinnati here on the opener, but that's what we're stuck with at the moment. Allen says F all around. Yeah, I think if you're putting a grade out there, D or an F is really the only way you can go for Cincinnati. I just saw that the Saints are beating the Panthers 30-0. So that's wild. Razorbacks Rule is already calling for Zach Taylor. Well, while we're on the subject, we can grade him as well. Grade Zach Taylor so far today. This one I'm going to be a little bit, the Zach Taylor hate is just whew, he gets it. When the Bengals struggle, he absolutely gets it from the fan base. But great Coach Taylor for us in the comments. The biggest issue I have with him, two things. Number one, if you are in a situation early on in the game where you're not really getting anything going offensively, I subscribe to the theory that you need to get the ball into the hands of your best playmaker. It took him several drives before Jamar Chase got a look. And, if you're a wide receiver, you got to give them confidence to be able to, go out there and say, look, we're trying to go to you early. Jamar's already dealing with a bunch of other stuff right now as far as his contract goes. Again, I've brought up the point throughout the half that he doesn't, I don't know if it's, again, could be reading too much into this, but the look that's on his face, the body language, he doesn't look like the Jamar Chase we're used to. He looks a little bit checked out, to be completely honest with you. He's usually a little more fiery and fired up than what we've seen from him today. Let me know in the comments if I'm just making that up, or if you see that as well. But that's what I'm kind of picking up on from Cincinnati so far to this point. But an issue with Zach Taylor. Got to go to Jamar Chase earlier in the game. And then two, we talked about it during our pregame show. I wanted to see some aggressiveness from Zach Taylor. I feel like this has been a very conservative game plan. You're at home in week one against a team that you should be a lot better than. You want to go out there and assert your dominance on the game early on. And if you're Zach Taylor, you're also looking at the head coaching matchup where you're facing, a guy making his debut as an NFL head coach. And throughout the first half in this game, if you blindfolded somebody and said, all right, which one of these guys is the rookie head coach, I think some people might say it was Zach Taylor. And that's not necessarily a knock on Taylor, but Gerard Mayo has done a really nice job, of executing what he's trying to do. I mean, defensively, of course, that's his side of the ball. They've done a good job. But from an offensive perspective, New England is very much, it's a clean operation. Again, it's not fireworks. They're not taking shots, throwing it down the field, but they're not getting a lot of penalties. They're having success on the run game. Their quarterback's not making any dumb decisions. They look like a well-oiled machine right now. And that could spell bad things for the Bengals if that continues in the second half. 10,000 Noodles, voicing his frustration with Jamar Chase. Is that just me? I mean, to me, it looks like he doesn't look like he's there, to me. But again, there's no volume, obviously, talking to you guys, but just what I've seen, just looking at him, it just doesn't look like Jamar Chase. It doesn't look like the guy we're used to seeing. Brandon says Burrow will figure something out. I agree. I am by no means standing up here saying that I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals are going to lose this game. We'll see how the second half goes. Bengals need to, start it out strong because New England's going to be getting the football to start here in the second half. But, Bengals have their work cut out for them. No doubt about that. Ashley says, who's going to win? Bengals or Patriots? I think I still have a lot of confidence in the Bengals to win this game. After the game, of course, we'll have an instant reaction video for you guys shortly after we are done with our live stream here. But then we can kind of break apart all the things that are wrong with this team. But for now, it's just about finding a way to score more points than New England. Get the win and get the heck out. But if you play like that in the first half next week, going to be trouble in Kansas City. Going to be absolute trouble. Jeff Ward says they look awful. The late start stuff's a cop-out. They've, put our backs against the wall all season for sure. That's just, for whatever reason, this team has gotten off to slow starts. I really thought this was going to be the year that they didn't. But unfortunately, to this point, that's what they've been doing. So, the Oak Squirrel says, take Burrow out, put Browning in. It's an outrageous take, my friend. That would be absolutely unnecessary. Michael Easterwood says, the tight end fumbled, give him a shot to redeem himself. I don't know. Part of me likes that, but it's also, you've got plenty of options at that position. You know what I mean? You've got Gesicki, who, of course, we thought had the touchdown. And then you also got Eric All, who saw a couple snaps early in the game. I'd be interested to see how many snaps he's been out there. Sample, they haven't gone his way in the passing game either. So I don't know. This might be a situation where Tanner Hudson doesn't see the field again the rest of the day. But we'll see. It's an interesting thought. I wouldn't hate it at all if they tried to do that. Wouldn't hate it at all. Okay, looks like we are about set here for the second half kick. Bengals only 77 yards on offense, 15 on the ground, by the way, which is obviously not good. And only those 4 first downs all happening on the same drive. Evan McPherson will boot it away for Cincinnati. First time we're going to see Evan for the whole year. Obviously, that is unfortunate given that it is halftime. But here we go. And Evan McPherson boots it. And we are underway here in the second half. The Patriots will return the kick. Here they come out past the 25 down to about the 30. So it doesn't really make a difference on that one. 10-0 as we get the second half underway here. Patriots football. Need a stop here from the defense as we get underway here. Got to set the tone. Got to set the tone. Bengals, of course, down 1-0 in the turnover department. So maybe Jacoby Brissett could throw him a football here. That would be nice. Or maybe put one on the ground. But so far, that is the major difference in this game. That Tanner Hudson fumble down by the goal line. Brissett has it. Fires down the sideline. Lofting deep. Pass is incomplete. Geno Stone in on coverage. Pass was intended for Tyquan Thornton. First time we've seen this New England offense really take a shot down the field. So kind of an interesting call there. They've had success on the ground. Kind of thought they would stick with it here early on to start the second half, but they take a shot, and quite frankly, that just simply was not close at all. 2nd and 10 coming up for New England. Brissett in shotgun. They will pass again. Here come the Bengals. Bringing 4. Brissett running out of time. Escaping up the middle, and he will pick up about 5 or 6. Joseph Osai in on the stop for Cincinnati. 3rd down coming up. Spam those 3s in the comments. 619 Bengals fan says the Bengals are a second half team. You know what? They always have been. So let's just hope they play well here in the second half and get out of here with the win, and then we can complain about all the things that went wrong throughout the week. But let's get this turned around here. Big 3rd down coming up. Nice hit there by Joseph Osai. 3rd and 4. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Jacoby Brissett in shotgun. Takes the snap. Bengals bring 4 again. Nearly get home. They don't. Brissett still has time. Losing time and ends up having to throw it away. That is exactly the start that the Bengals needed defensively. 4th and 4 coming up. And New England will have to punt. Spam those 4s for us in the comments section. Nice job there by Logan Wilson. Bengals able to get some pressure on Brissett there. Weren't able to bring him down for a sack. Hopefully we get one of those before the game is over. But a nice job getting him to flush out of the pocket. Coverage held up on the back end. And it will be a 4th down punt for the Patriots. That kid CJ, what's up, man? Member of the Jungle Club. Good seeing you in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Logan Wilson, baby. Big play by him. Patriots on to punt. 4th and 4. Punt is away. I would assume it is Charlie Jones back deep to receive. And Charlie's got it. And making a couple guys miss and gets out by the 20 and fumbles the football. That ball is out. New England says they have it. They did recover it. Only question is if he was down or not, and it appears as though Charlie Jones was not down. New England celebrating on the sideline. It appears to be a second turnover for the Bengals as we take another look at this, and that ball is clearly out. Charlie Jones with a fumble. And the rough start continues into the second half here for the Bengals. Just an absolute nightmare. The helmet of it appears to be their gunner, just right on the nose of the football, pops right out. Charlie Jones can't hang on to it, and New England's going to take over either in the red zone, if not very close to the red zone. The 24-yard line of Cincinnati. Unbelievable. Second turnover of the day for the Bengals. Defense forced right back into action. The give is to Ramondre Stevenson, who picks up a couple. Second down coming up for the Patriots. Not good. As an NFL football team, you have 2 turnovers, and there's still plenty of game left. If you're hanging out at that 2 mark, certainly if you get to 3, typically don't win many of those games. Especially have an opportunity to get the ball back, change the momentum, get Joe Burrow back out on the field. Doesn't happen. Brissett hands it off to Stevenson again. Bengals wrap him up after a gain of about 3 or 4. Third down coming up. Chance for Cincinnati to get off the field on defense and force another Patriots field goal opportunity. Got to get a stop here. 17-0 is a massive hole. 13-0 feels manageable. Third and 6 for the Patriots at the Bengals 28-yard line. Brissett drops back. Bengals bring 4. Passes caught. Beautiful tackle by Von Bell. That's the Von Bell that we know and love. That is a third down stop by the Bengals, and I assume the field goal unit will be out on the field for New England. Good stop there by Cincinnati. Great tackle by Von Bell. He was out in a one-on-one situation in space and delivered a big hit like we know Von Bell can. So here's Joey Slye trying to make it a 13-0 game for New England. .35-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good for Joey Slye. Bengals down 13-0, but feels like they kind of escaped disaster there, only giving up a field goal at that spot. Charlie Jones puts it on the ground. We'll see if he is out there for the kickoff return or not. But Bengals down 13-0 here, start of the third quarter. Well, we got a second. Want to shout out our friends over at Game Time because today's live stream watch party is presented by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Look, I get Reds tickets all the time with Game Time. It's an incredibly straightforward process, and I get my tickets immediately with zero stress. You can also get ready for football season. Get tickets to watch the Cincinnati Bengals, perhaps the Cincinnati Bearcats. They had a rough one yesterday, but maybe they'll get that turned around, as hopefully the Bengals do here. But my 2 favorite features on Game Time. One, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows you your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Also, Seat Views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, let's get this scoreboard updated here really quickly. Bengals down 13-0, but stays a 2-possession game instead of becoming a 3-possession game. Just haven't been able to give Joe Burrow an opportunity, right? Putting the ball on the ground from a special teams perspective. Charlie Jones, it was a great hit by the Patriots gunner. Put the helmet that right on the nose of the football, but if you're in that spot, you cannot put the ball on the ground. So you can expect that to be Zach Taylor's main message after the game. Can't turn over the ball in special teams and in the red zone. You just absolutely can't do that if you want to have an opportunity to be successful. When you're playing a good team, and maybe that is a bit of a shot at the Patriots here, but it ain't 13-0 when you do those kind of things. It's a heck of a lot worse than that. So the Bengals I feel to be really lucky in this spot to only be down 13 and only be down 2 scores. But Bengals about to get the ball back here with 11.5 minutes to go. Trying to cut into this lead, trying to score their first points of the season. 11.5 minutes. Zach Taylor got to get the offense going. Let's take a shot. If you're Jamar Chase, let's wake up a little bit. You appear to be a little bit out of it, my brother. Kick will go through the back of the end zone. Chase Brown and Travion Williams were back deep for the Bengals. And Joe Burrow and the offense will come out here on the 30-yard line. So the Bengals finally have the football. Feels like they have gone forever without seeing the football. Patriots had that drive after the Hudson fumble to end the first half. You go to halftime. Feels like the Bengals are going to get the football back after a 3-and-out. Charlie Jones puts it on the ground. So finally, Joe Burrow is back out there offensively for Cincinnati. Barking out some signals here. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. In shotgun, Zach Moss into the football game. Burrow has time. Fires to his buddy Jamar Chase. Out in the flat. Pickup of about 8. Near a Cincinnati first down. Okay, let's keep getting the ball to that guy. Keep getting the ball to Chase. Turnovers have been key in this one. Very, obviously no Bill Belichick, but very New England-like with just taking care of the football, not making any dumb penalties, dumb mistakes. Very disciplined football team we've seen so far. The give is to Zach Moss, runs out of room. He gets past the line of scrimmage, gets maybe a yard and a half. It'll be close to see where they spot it. See if they gave him the first down. And I think he's just a bit short, and he is. It's going to be 3rd and about 1 for Cincinnati. Probably less than 1, rather. This feels like 2-down territory for me. I know they're kind of backed up in their own end here, but it's go time. There's no more messing around here if you're Zach Taylor and the Bengals. Do you let Joe Burrow throw it, or do you try to run the football is the question. Zach Moss is the back. Instead, you run it with Joe Burrow. Quarterback sneak action. We like that. That is a first down out to the Bengals' 40-yard line. All right, there's a first down. There's some positive momentum. See if this can continue for Cincinnati. I mean, nobody accounted for the quarterback there. I wonder if that was a designed player, if Joe Burrow just realized, oh, there actually isn't a defensive tackle here. I can just go get the first down. Be interesting to know if he just did that on his own or not. Burrow in shotgun. Chase Brown into the game for the Bengals. Pass over the middle to Jamar Chase is caught. Pickup of about 9. Close to another Cincinnati first down. Right at midfield. 2nd and 1 coming up. Nine and a half minutes to go. Jamar Chase starting to get some catches under his belt. Now has 4 catches. Haven't seen him hit the big one yet over the top. See if Zach Taylor calls a shot or not on this drive. Chase Brown is in the game at running back for the Bengals. Burrow once again in shotgun. Burrow firing over the middle. Caught Trenton Irwin. First down Cincinnati. Type those ones in there into the comments. I feel like that's just what Joe Burrow needs. Like, just get the ball to Irwin, honestly. Like, that's a sure-handed guy that you go to that you got a ton of trust with. That's going to catch the ball. He's going to hold on to the ball. He's not going to fumble the ball. And that's a gritty football player. Great play there by Trenton Irwin. As the Bengals get across midfield. First and 10 for the Bengals. Joe Burrow under center. Chase Brown is the running back. Play action. Deep drop for Burrow. Dumps it off to Brown, who gets popped after a pickup of about 2. Not much there. Looked like maybe Joe Burrow was thinking about taking a shot there for Cincinnati, but dumps it off to his running back. Pickup of about 1. 2nd and long coming up. Second down and 7 for the Bengals. Just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Burrow in empty. And we've got the wheel of death again, unfortunately. The TV is spazzing out here. So we got a break in the action. We don't have a break in the action, but the TV is taking a break. Let me know what happens in the comments if we do not come back here. I have Joe Burrow frozen on the TV currently in shotgun. This happened at the end of the first half. Hopefully this isn't something that continues to happen. Okay, and now we're back. And it says 3rd down and 2. So Bengals picked up some yardage there on 2nd down, but not exactly sure what happened. Burrow takes the 3rd down snap, fires over the middle, pass is dropped by Tanner Hudson. Looked like it may have been deflected at the line of scrimmage. Still hit Tanner Hudson in the hands. And if you're Zach Taylor, you got to be going for this, I think. 4th and 2, just over midfield. Yep. Can't blame that on Tanner Hudson. That pass did get deflected. It then did hit Tanner Hudson in the hand, but that is by no means Tanner Hudson's fault. 4th and 2. I think you got to go for it here. Spam those 4s in the comments. 36-yard line, 4th and 2 for the Bengals. Offense still out on the field. New England showing pressure. Bringing pressure. Screen to Yosivas. And he is tackled short of the line to gain. Turnover on downs. New England is taking over. My goodness. An absolute nightmare start for the Bengals to this 2024 season. Fine with the play, honestly. But just a massive hit by New England. Yosivas gets stuck. And the Patriots are going to take over again. Holy cow. Absolutely unimaginable that this would be the start for the Bengals. Unimaginable. Well, Bengals searching for answers here, and they got to put more pressure back on their defense out there on the football field. Need the defense to clutch up again and get them another stop. It's got to be another field goal at worst situation for Cincinnati at this point. While we have a moment here, I want to bring back the super chat menu for you guys. Let you guys know what exactly is going on. Any super chat you send in, ask me a question. Could be related to the Bengals. Could be about how they're playing so bad at this point, and we just don't understand why at this point. Could be a personal question. Could be a question about another NFL team or another football question. Anything you want to ask me, get it in there. Super chat, and we will get to your question absolutely immediately. And you can see there on the bottom the whole concept of 99 cans of Skyline chili on the wall. Every time we get $10 in super chats, every time that number, for example, when this gets into the 60s, currently at 75 right now, it is a shot of Skyline chili. Got the can right here. Room temp, right out of the can. No microwave, no cheese, no onion, no hot sauce, no hot dog. Just chili. But anytime you get those super chats in, we will do one of those. And a $10 super chat will get you into the Jungle Club. And when you're in the Jungle Club, your name gets put on this helmet, and we will raffle off the helmet to a member of the Jungle Club once the helmet fills up. As of now, we got Lord Buddy Bear, Brick Top, Mitchell Renz, Michael Easterwood, the Kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Huber, and Brandon Rocks are members of the Jungle Club at this point. So hopefully we can get that to grow. Trying to get that number down to 0 cans of Skyline chili on the wall by the end of today's stream. So that is our super chat menu. Looks like we are about ready for action here as we have returned to play. The Patriots have the football on their own 35-yard line. The give is to Stevenson, bounces it to the outside, picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards. Mike Hilton in on the stop for Cincinnati. About 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bengals, of course, did not score a touchdown in their Week 1 matchup last season in Cleveland, and through 2.5 quarters of play have not done so either at home against the Patriots. Another run for Stevenson gets about 2. Jay Tufele in on the stop for Cincinnati. Third down coming up. Spam those threes in the comments. Stop here would be great. Obviously, the Patriots are not in field goal range at this point. Bengals just continuing to put pressure on their defense to make plays to try to keep them in this football game. Brissett in shotgun. Stevenson is his running back to the left. Takes the snap. Bengals bring a little bit of pressure. Here comes Logan Wilson up the middle. Pass is incomplete. And big shot there by Logan Wilson. Jacoby Brissett is feeling that one. And they will be forced to punt. As we get this pulled up here on the screen. Da-da-da. Oh, it's not going to work. So we're going to just give a shout out here because we got a $10 super chat from our guy, A. Wright. Appreciate you. We will get you into the Jungle Club. That is awesome stuff. He says, may I ask you how you got this job with Chat Sports, and do you see yourself having a future in broadcasting? Hooday. Hooday, my friend. Thank you so much. We will get you into the Jungle Club. And very similar to how a lot of people find jobs. Found it online, was able to apply, and was able to lock it in. Do I have a future in broadcasting? We'll see. We'll just take it day by day in that regard. But certainly have a passion for this, and hopeful that it could potentially be something we do down the road. But just taking it day by day and enjoying every second here at Bengals Breakdown. Really a great opportunity to be able to cover the hometown team here in Cincinnati for Chat Sports. So appreciate the super chat. That's kind of my answer to your question there. A. Right, we will get you written down. We will get you into the Jungle Club. And I will get these we'll get these stickers on here after we are off the live stream, and we very well could be auctioning off this helmet next week. We got a decent amount of people here in the Jungle Club. Obviously, it's not a full-size helmet, so it's going to fill up pretty quickly, and we will make sure to get that auctioned off here at some point. But hey, Wright, hope that answers your question, and appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate the super chat, and that reminds me, that means it's Skyline time. It is absolutely 100% Skyline time because we now have 65 cans of Skyline chili on the wall as we make a little update there. There we go. And it's Skyline time. Maybe this will help with the Bengals doing something productive as a football team. A little Skyline time. Hopefully this changes some things for us here. Hey, Wright, appreciate you. Everybody show him some love in the comments. Helping us out, being a real one. And getting a $10 super chat in. Joining the Bengals Club here this afternoon. The kid CJ. Cheers, my friend. Doesn't get any better. It really doesn't. Maybe I need to, going forward, just, I mean, then it's obviously less painful for me, but if we, like, get it in the microwave, maybe get, like, a bolus guy and figure something else down, but we're just ripping it straight out of the can, so that is where we are at right now. 10,000 Noodles says, tastes like meh. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it there. Just kind of, yeah. All right, Bengals back on the field. Joe Burrow has the football, taking a shot. There's the first shot down the sideline intended for Andre Yosevich. Incomplete, but out comes the flag. Should very well be PI on New England here. Hopefully this can get some things going for us. Spam those ones in the comment section. It's got to be PI on the defense, right? It absolutely has to be. Marcus J says hot sauce. Yes, it is PI against Yoshivas. First down, Cincinnati. Spam those ones in the comments section right now. Let's go. We got to get some positive momentum going here. Marcus J says hot sauce. It's funny, my buddy Chris here, who's the host of the Alabama Football Report, he does the hot sauce, and it's very entertaining for the audience. But let's just say, Chris, it's a rough next morning for him after the hot sauce. We won't get into any further detail though. Bengals on the ground. It is Zach Moss, I believe, shielded behind those blockers. It looks like he got about 4, maybe 5 on that one. It is Zach Moss. Second down coming up for Cincinnati. Got to get points here. Got to get points. Got to protect the football. Got to cut it loose a little bit with Joe Burrow here. The Bengals do have the football, by the way. 13-0 New England. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Another handoff to Moss, who's got some space out past midfield. The best run of his career as a Cincinnati Bengal thus far. First down, Cincinnati. Spam those ones. That kid, CJ, says, we're the only team that hasn't scored any points here in the 1 o'clock window. It's not ideal. Far from ideal. Let's hope that changes here soon. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Out past midfield in New England territory. 3 points at the minimum here if you are the Bengals. Have to get on the board. Chase Brown is the running back. Play action. Burrow rolling out to his left. Looking. Firing. Pass intended for Yosevash. Incomplete. It appeared to hit him on the hand. Some nice coverage there by New England, but incomplete nonetheless. 2nd and 10 coming up. Zach Taylor really has tried to stick with the run game here. Down 13, has no points, has really stuck with it. It resulted in a nice play there by Zach Moss, but I don't know if that's something you want to continue here. I think it's time to be a little bit more aggressive than that as we get about 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Burrow with time. Over the middle. Pass is caught. It's Jamar Chase who works his way past the 40 for a Cincinnati first down. Type those ones for us into the comments. There we go. Getting Jamar involved there. Still haven't seen him take a shot to Jamar deep down the field, but solid pickup there by Chase. Another Cincinnati first down. Okay, there's some excitement from Jamar. Okay, he stands up. He signals first down. I haven't really seen any emotion out of him today. That's the first time we've kind of seen something. But you know the competitor in him really wants to go out and win this game despite all the things he's dealing with off the field at this point. 1st and 10. Burrow hands it off to Chase Brown. Brown's got a hole and works his way up the middle for a pickup of about 7, maybe 8 yards. Okay, another solid play on the ground for Cincinnati. Perhaps Zach Taylor sticking with the run has starting to pay off here all of a sudden. Let's see if that continues. Three minutes to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 2 for the Bengals. Burrow in shotgun. Chase Brown still the running back in the game. Mike Gesicki also checks into the game for the Bengals and is in the slot. Burrow, 2nd and 2, getting pressured, fires, passes caught. Nice grab by Andre Yosevash. First down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones. Really nice job. Joe Burrow knew pressure was coming. Hangs in there and throws a beautiful pass to the boundary. Right on the money and a great sliding grab by Andre Yosevash. First down, Cincinnati. Really nice catch there by Yoshi. Another Bengals first down. Bengals have entered the Game Time Red Zone. Download the Game Time app. Use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Burrow takes the shotgun snap. Has time. Running out of time. Scampers to his right. Takes off past the line of scrimmage. And Joe Burrow appears to have fumbled the football. If he is actually, and the ref, they signal fumble on the field, and that is New England's ball with 2 minutes to go. Please tell me he is somehow down. Burrow's staying out on the field right now. The officials are talking. This would be the Bengals' 3rd turnover of the afternoon. The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense, first down, New England. Let's see if he is in fact down or not. He very clearly is down to me. And I believe, I'm not 100% on this rule, but if he takes a dive and he's giving himself up, I think this should be coming back. It does get punched out, but I think he is down before this football is out. We will see. This is close. This is absolutely ridiculous that this is happening, by the way. I think Burrow thinks. Not sure. Again, obviously, I cannot hear the game, so if you guys found out what happened there, it looks like it just overturned. I don't even think the Bengals had to challenge. I mean, he's clearly down, folks. He's clearly down. All right, the Cincinnati Bengals offense is out on the field. Oh, my goodness. We can all just take a deep breath here. Kind of at a loss for words, honestly, at this point. Thought it was going to be the third turnover. Bengals are lucky to hang on to the football. Now have it. 2nd and 4 on the New England 10 in the game time red zone. Burrow takes the snap, hands it off to Moss, who's got some space, and it's enough for a Bengals first down. Pick up about 5. Type those ones into the comments. Bengals, of course, in the game time red zone. I mean, the emotions in this game are just a roller coaster. I mean, the way the game had gone, I'm sitting there thinking, he definitely fumbled. Like, the Bengals have 2 fumbles in this one. That's probably the third. But after review, luckily he was down. 1st and goal for Cincinnati. Eric All into the game, comes in motion. Handoff to Moss yet again. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Zach Moss, his first touchdown as a Cincinnati Bengal, and the Bengals are on the board. 13-6. Let's check the field, make sure there's no flags. Okay, there's no flags. Let's make sure he didn't drop it or fumble it or something. No, he's very clearly into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals are on the board. Got the monkey off the back officially. And now they can try to focus on winning this football game. Got in the end zone, scored some points. Zach Moss. Credit to Zach Taylor for sticking to the run game there early on in the third quarter, where I think maybe in years past you would have seen him get away from it. It works out here for Taylor as the Bengals were able to get in to the end zone and score. The Money McPherson extra point is good. 13-7. Bengals all of a sudden are a touchdown and an extra point away from taking the lead in this game. Type those TDs for us into the comments section. Certainly feels like a monkey off the back, a sigh of relief. The Bengals finally get into the end zone and score. So, it was a long time coming. They made us wait nearly 3 quarters, but ultimately they are able to get in and score for the Bengals. So, certainly happy about that. And we got, while we are at commercial here, we got a super chat from our guy, Robert Nance. Sent in his $2 super chat. No comments with it, but nonetheless, we appreciate the love, Robert Nance. Appreciate you for being a part of the show. Thanks for being a real one. Hopefully the Bengals can come back for us. So, appreciate that very much so. CJ says we got more coming, and that's a promise. I think so. That was kind of, now the Bengals can just play free. They look like they were all tensed up. They're like, we're going to, worried about turning the ball over. Now it's like, okay, they scored. As I need to update the score here on our graphic, but certainly it should be a sign of good things to come for Cincinnati. 13-7 again, touchdown and extra point away for taking the lead in this football game. As we got another super chat coming in here. Sometimes the live stream that we're using is a bit frustrating because sometimes they come in and sometimes they don't. Maybe if I do this, it'll work. No. So we'll just give you a shout out. SOTRP Management says, sends in a $2 super chat and says, Bengals come back. So he's getting some good vibes in there. Appreciate that. And Michael Easterwood is in with a $2 super chat. Here they are. Now they're pulling. Give some shout outs here. SOTRP Management, $2 super chat. And our guy, Michael Easterwood, of course, a member of the Jungle Club. He gets his $2 super chat in as well. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We will update our number of Skyline chili cans on the wall at this point. But appreciate you guys being a part of the show, sending in your super chats. Really means a lot to us here at Bengals Breakdown. Bengals down 13-7. A minute 10 to go in the third quarter. One minute, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Let's see if the Bengals can get another stop defensively. Really liked what I've seen from a defensive perspective here in the second half. Thought it was interesting that New England kind of got out of what they were having success in and tried to take some shots early on in the third quarter when they had so much success on the ground. And they've paid the price as they've now seen their lead shrink to 6 points. So let's see what the Bengals can do here. Brissett in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson gets a couple. Tackled on the play by Von Bell and Sam Hubbard. Love the fact that those two guys are back together again. Former Ohio State Buckeyes, of course, for the Cincinnati Bengals defense. 2nd and 8. It's a running play. Very well could be the last play of the third quarter. Brissett in shotgun takes the snap. Bengals bringing some pressure, aren't going to get home. A little out route to the boundary is caught. Beautiful coverage, though, by Dax Hill and a beautiful tackle. Tell you what, Dax Hill has looked really good so far for the Bengals. Got another $2 super chat from Balls and Dressin in. Says fire the refs. It's always probably always a valid point there. But appreciate your $2 super chat, my friend. Again, we will get our Skyline chili cans updated. And that will be the end of the third quarter. The Bengals are on the board. They're down 6 points, but still very much in this football game with the final frame to be played. The 7.5, 8.5 point cover, whatever you may have gotten at. Those of us that took that line, that doesn't look great, but that's fine. It's all about just winning the game at the end of the day. So we will see. We will see. Alan Crow says missing Mixon for sure. I was wondering when we were going to get our first comment about Joe Dean not being with the club. I mean, it makes me sad. It's weird, you know. He's been a staple in the franchise over the past several years. You know, I've kind of, he's been through it. He was through it with thick and thin with this team. I mean, he's been with Zach Taylor from the jump. He was with us through the dark days, and he continues to. Of course, he was with us for the Super Bowl run as well. So from a production standpoint, I don't know. I mean, after this, I'll have to check on how he's doing in the Indianapolis-Houston game. But I think it's definitely sad. But they had to go in a different direction. All good things must come to an end. But would they be having more success on the ground if he were out there? Maybe. But I think that's something that we'll learn as time continues to go on here in 2024. Got another super chat in from Jeff Ward. Jeff said, hey, thanks for staying positive. I know it's hard, LOL. Also glad to now be a part of the club. Go Bengals. Jeff Ward, I appreciate you. You are the man. Got to stay positive here. It's week 1. You know, the Bengals still have a full quarter of football left to be played. And, just No reason to be too down on them yet. Plenty of things to clean up. Definitely will voice some frustration in our instant reaction video that will come out after we are done with our stream here, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. But, yeah, I think there's definitely a reason to still be optimistic about this team. Offensively, I think they would have more going if it weren't for the turnovers. Obviously, with the Hudson fumble, they were about to score. The Charlie Jones, fumble on special teams felt like good things were going to come out of that at that point. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Jeff, for being a real one, for supporting, and for hanging out with us here at Sunday afternoon on Bengals Breakdown. So appreciate you, Jeff. And, yeah, hopefully the Bengals can get it going here. Big third down coming up. 3rd and 2 as we are back from commercial. Start of the 4th quarter. 12 seconds to go on the play clock. Jacoby Brissett making some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Here come the Bengals. Here comes Trey Hendrickson off the edge. He's not going to get home. Brissett going to use his legs and pick up the first down. Trey Hendrickson has been so close so many times today to getting home. Has even been able to put a couple of hits on Brissett, but the Bengals defense still looking for that first sack. It would have been massive to get one there, but Hendrickson is just a little bit too late. Brissett has some room as he works his way up in the pocket. And it is another New England first down as they get a little bit closer to midfield. Feels like a big drive here. If New England were to happen to go down the field, chew up a lot of time and score, that certainly would be significant. Here is the handoff to Stevenson, who has appeared to have worn down a little here in the second half. Is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Mike Conley says Mixon closing in on 110 yards to end the 3rd quarter. If that's true, that's significant. Did not expect that from Jodine, but good for him. Good for him. Good for him. I'm with you, Michael Easterwood. Michael says we need a turnover. Just kind of waiting for one to happen. It actually looks like Stevenson put that ball on the ground there. New England still holds on to it, but that could have been a potential turnover right there. And we got a stoppage in play here. Let's see if somebody burned a timeout. Camera is on Gerard Mayo, so perhaps that is what happened here. Do we have an injured player maybe? 2nd and 10. Trey Hendrickson's fired up. Zach Taylor called timeout. What's going on here? So they're going to review. All right, so Zach Taylor's going to use a challenge here and is taking a look at if this potentially was a fumble recovered by Cincinnati for Ramondre Stevenson. Clearly it's a fumble. The football's out. And does Logan Wilson reach his way around and pick it up? Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you guys saw a good view or perhaps heard what the broadcast was saying. That would be significant. I mean, right after Michael Easterwood says we need a turnover, that would be a turnover right there. So we'll see. Let me know if you think it is a turnover in the comments section. Zach Taylor challenging the play. I like the aggression. I mean, the ball definitely came out. It's just a matter of whether or not there was a clear recovery by Cincinnati. But that ball, to me, looks like that is 100% out. Take a look at what exactly our live sub counter is saying right now. Okay, so we've continued to gain some audience here. As you can see it go up there, 10,357 subs. Appreciate all of you guys that have hit that sub button. But I know all you guys watching, I know there's some of you that are not subs. So help us out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV, for all the latest Bengals coverage, news, rumors, reports, breaking news. We got it here at Bengals Breakdown. And the more subs that we have, the more we can grow, and the more we can continue to put out Bengals content for you guys. Hopefully, at some point, as you guys know, we're only live during games. But as our channel continues to grow, we could potentially have an opportunity to have a live show throughout the course of a week which obviously would be very exciting. But in order to do that, we have to continue to grow our channel, hit that sub button, and it'll really help us out. So appreciate all you guys that have subbed. It means a lot here at Bengals Breakdown. I think since I took over here, we've gotten about 3,000 subs or so. So that has been awesome to see our community grow a little bit. But the hope is that we can continue to do that, and all of these watch parties and all these game days can really mean a lot for us, for our channel, and we can continue to grow. So help us out, hit that sub button, and I can tell you will not regret that. So appreciate you guys doing that. Call on the field. All right, maybe the graphic is a little bit incorrect here because it says the call on the field is a New England fumble. Then why would Cincinnati be challenging that? Are they saying that Zach Taylor just challenging the possession? Is that what's potentially happening here? Looks like we have a ruling here. I mean, it's just tough to see. I mean, Logan Wilson kind of reaches around the leg of Ramondre Stevenson. Again, the ball is completely out. No doubt about that. That football is out. But is there a clear recovery by Cincinnati? They're bringing in Gene Steratore right now. I'm sure he's doing his the officials got it right spiel like he loves doing. But looks like maybe it's that Joseph Osai that potentially had the football. And it looks like the Bengals are going to lose a timeout and lose a challenge on this one. New England still has the ball. Maybe Cincinnati didn't have to challenge it because they haven't taken a timeout off the board yet. So maybe they didn't have to challenge it. Maybe it just got taken a look at. But 2nd and 10 regardless for New England. Brissett fires over the middle. Pass is caught. I believe that is Austin Hooper, his tight end, that reeled it in, and it is. And they're into the Cincinnati territory at this point. Really nice throw and catch there by Brissett. 1st down, New England. Jermaine Pratt was in coverage and just got beat by the tight end. Nice throw and even better catch there by Hooper. All right, Bengals got to snap out of it here. 1st and 10, New England has worked their way into Cincinnati territory. Brissett takes the snap, hands it off. The give is to Stevenson, and he is met by several Bengals defensive players, including Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt, 2 starting linebackers for Cincinnati. 2nd down coming up. So the TV still hasn't taken a timeout away from Cincinnati. So the notification graphic came up on the screen that the Bengals had to challenge it. Or maybe they were just challenging if it was a fumble. Maybe it was ruled that it wasn't even a fumble, even though it clearly was a fumble. So I don't know. Don't know exactly what the ruling is like there. Obviously can't hear, but nonetheless, it is still New England's football. The give is to Antonio Gibson, who gets a couple. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 5. Spam those 3s in the comments section. Feels like New England's kind of on the verge of no man's land here. Depending on how confident they are in their kicker, Joey Sly, could really impact what they do if they're not to pick up this 1st down. Clock continues to tick. .5 minutes to go here in Cincinnati. And the Wheel of Death is back on the TV. Okay, we're back. Got some poor connection here at the office at this point. It looks like the pass was complete near the 30 to either Hunter Henry or Austin Hooper. And that will be another Patriots 1st down. All right, now we're back. We are back. Not sure what is up with the connection, but no less, here we are. The give is to Antonio Gibson on 1st down. Pickup of about 2 out near the 25. Second down coming up for New England. Second and 8, 10.5 minutes to go in the final quarter of this game. Feels like Joe Burrow just hasn't been on the field much in this one. Dump off to Ormondre Stevenson, and he gets met by Jermaine Pratt. What a hit by the Bengals linebacker. Exactly what they needed in that situation. Third down coming up. Type in those threes in the comments. Got an update there, down to 53 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall. Thanks to all those supers that came rolling in. I feel like someone will send in a little super chat if the Bengals going to stop here on 3rd and 11. Play clock winding down for New England, 3 seconds. Brissett has it, fires over the middle, pass is caught. KJ Osborne with the catch, Dax Hill in coverage, but he appears to be about 2 yards short of the line to gain. Bit of a decision here for Gerard Mayo. Can extend it to a 2-possession game if, of course, they kick it, and I think that's the right call for New England. That's exactly what they will do. Joey Sly in the field goal unit coming out for the Patriots, looking to make this a 2-possession ball game. Joey Sly is a perfect 2 for 2 on the afternoon. He's looking to make it 3 for 3. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. And it is 16-7 New England. All right, some pressure here on the Cincinnati Bengals to make something happen. Go out there and score some points here as they get ready to take the field here with, again, about 9 minutes to go here in the final quarter. I feel like this game has really flown by for the Bengals, but time to go out there and score some points. Before we get back into the action, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because they are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Look, I get tickets to Reds games all the time with Game Time. Before I was working all the Bengals games, I would get tickets to Bengals games there as well. So don't miss out. Get that Game Time app. You can get ready for football season, as football season obviously is fully underway at this point, and get tickets to your favorite football team live with Game Time. My 2 favorite features on Game Time: the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows this total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. And the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. Just take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. Really thankful for Game Time, all they are doing for us, being the sponsor of today's show. And make sure you use that promo code for $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. So we'll get this score updated here as the Bengals are currently trailing the New England Patriots 16-7. But Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense getting ready to take the field and hopefully getting ready to mount a comeback for Cincinnati. Obviously going to need some points here as they get things going. Again, we'll update this clock a little bit. Just around 9 minutes or so left to go in this one. Pressure very much on Cincinnati. You're down 2 scores, 8:45 to go in the ball game. And I think you're thinking this is pretty much 4th down territory unless you're facing, a 4th and long situation. But anything 4th and manageable, you're leaving the offense out there if you're Zach Taylor and you're going for this on 4th down. Obviously, got to hold on to the football, got to protect the football. And we'll see what happens here on this drive. The kick is away, and it will be a touchback. And here comes the offense. CJ says 1 touchdown, we have the lead. Not quite, CJ. They did have that field goal. Just got that scoreboard there updated. The Bengals are down 16-7. The camera crew is zooming in on Joe Burrow's right hand. Hopefully there's no new developments there. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Gesicki. Pickup of about 6. And here come the Bengals. Perhaps maybe they were just... Moonbear says Joe's wrist is still not 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take some getting used to. Have they said anything about him further injuring it in this game? Burrow firing over the middle. Pass is caught. Jamar Chase out past the 40. And the Bengals have something going here in the fourth quarter. Big play, Jamar Chase. Type in those ones in the comments. Yeah, you might want to guard that guy if you are New England. Just kind of finds a soft spot in that defense. Burrow throws him a nice ball over the middle. And the Bengals have it in New England territory on the 36-yard line. Burrow takes the snap. New England brings forward. Burrow with time, fires. Looks like the pass got deflected there at the line of scrimmage. Was intended for Andre Iosivas. 2nd and 10 coming up for Cincinnati. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. $7:53 to go. 2nd and 10 for Cincinnati. Burrow in shotgun. Zach Moss is the back. Burrow takes a drop, running out of time, escaping. He's going to run. A stiff arm for Joe Burrow, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards on that one. 3rd down coming up. Type in those 3s in the comments. It is good to see Joe Burrow out there using his legs. I think that's one of the most slept-on parts about his game. Really has a nice ability to be able to make things happen outside the pocket with his legs. Obviously, this time last year, we weren't able to see that with the calf injury. But he seems to be moving around well out there, which certainly is a good sign. 3rd and 5 for the Bengals. Burrow checks the play at the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Got to hurry. Trips to the left. Patriots bring 4. Burrow looking right, running out of time, stepping up, and he goes down. Joe Burrow is sacked at the 35-yard line. Now I think at this point, if you're Zach Taylor, you might think about sending Evan McPherson out onto the football field. That's certainly what I would do in this situation. You're well within his range, albeit certainly a long field goal attempt coming up. But, yeah, if you're Joe Burrow, just offensive line doesn't give him a ton of time there, but you got to get rid of that football, not take a sack. But I would imagine Evan McPherson is going to come out, and he is. He is out on the field for a 51-yard field goal attempt. Not going to say this is the game, but it feels like the Bengals really need this one to go through. The snap from Cal Adamitis, the hold from Ryan Rico, the kick from Evan McPherson is right down the money. Oh, Money Mac, welcome back. An elite kick from Evan McPherson, and the Bengals are still alive. 16-10 in the jungle with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left to play. All right, so the Bengals did their job, hit the big play to Chase over the middle, get in Evan McPherson field goal range. He comes out for a 51-yard attempt, boots it right through the upright, 16-10. Elite job by Evan McPherson. Also a great snap from Cal Adamitis. And the hold from rookie punter Ryan Rico was good as well. Just a really clean operation there from Darren Simmons' unit. And exactly what the Bengals needed. And they are on track to getting this a one-possession game, down 16-10 as we update that scoreboard. Really exactly what the Bengals needed there. You'd love to see a touchdown, but they needed points. They needed at least a field goal. And they're able to go out there and do that. 16-10, Bengals will get ready to boot it away. And while we got a second here, I want to take a look at our Super Chat menu as things are starting to wind down from a time perspective, but still very much exciting football left to be played. Any Super Chat, you get them in and ask me any question. Any question you'd like, any Bengals question, any NFL question, personal question I am here to answer, and for you guys to get to know me a little bit better as well. So any Super Chat, you can ask a question. And a $10 Super Chat will get you into the Jungle Club. And the Jungle Club has grown today. Brandon Rocks 13, as well as A Wright into the Jungle Club this afternoon. So welcome to those two, and hopefully we get a couple more people join us here before we are done with this stream. But pressure once again back on the defense. The Bengals have kind of done that to their defense all day long with the turnovers and lack of success early on in the first quarter. Bengals have put a lot of pressure on their defense. And obviously here, giving up a field goal would be significant, right? You're in a situation now where a field goal by New England makes this a 2-score game. And I'm not going to say it's out of reach at that point, but you're certainly making it a lot harder on yourself if you're giving up any kind of points here. So the Bengals looking for a 3-and-out here from their defense. And let's see what exactly happens for them as we go forward here. Again, an elite kick by Evan McPherson. Hopefully the Bengals can use that as kind of a momentum spark. I know the stadium definitely probably went crazy when that went through, but it's by no means a chip shot, 51-yarder, and right down the middle for Evan McPherson. Exactly what the Bengals needed in that spot. There you have it. There's our Super Chat menu. We still have 53 cans of Skyline Chili on the wall. So still looking to hit our goal of getting $53 more in Super Chats in so we can eliminate all those cans of Skyline Chili from the wall. But appreciate everyone that has Super Chatted thus far throughout our show today. Certainly means a lot being a part of our show and help us out with Super Chats. Give some shout-outs here. They show Robert Kraft, who's in the Queen City, watching his New England Patriots. Robert Nance says, lock him down. That's exactly what the Bengals need, and that's exactly what they don't do on the opening play of the drive, as Ramondre Stevenson has about 12 yards on the ground for another New England first down as they get relatively close to midfield. Bengals need the defense to really step up and get a stop. They've been leaning on them all day, putting all kinds of pressure on them all day, but they're really looking to them to give them a spark as a unit. As they take a bit of a commercial break. Watson says B.J. Hill is hurt. Is that actually what happened? Obviously, that's not good if that is the case. I did not happen to see if somebody is down. Don says pick 6 time. And got to give a shout out to my guy, Desert Ranger Jesus. Welcome into the show, my friend. He says, we going to win Cardiac Bengals game 1. Desert Ranger Jesus is a part of the Jungle Club. He was locked in with us throughout the Bengals preseason. And Desert Ranger Jesus also won a hat in our hat raffle. Hoping next week we can do another raffle during our show. Perhaps give away perhaps a jersey, maybe a helmet or another hat perhaps. But the more participation we get, the more subs, the more likes, all that kind of stuff, the more super chats, the more we're able to do fun stuff like that. So Desert Ranger Jesus, appreciate you being a part of the show. Loyal listener of our show here at Bengals Breakdown. You're the man. Appreciate you. And I love the optimism as well. Because you're still in a spot where if you get the ball back in Joe Burrow's hands in a one-possession game, you feel confident. As a Bengals fan, as someone that watches the NFL, you feel good about that spot. So we'll see what exactly this defense can do here as New England having some success on this drive, moving the football against Cincinnati. As they come back from commercial here, it does look like Watson says not good at all in the comments. B.J. Hill, you see him go to the ground there. I don't see anything alarming immediately. Oh, yeah, he's over on the sideline. He's hopping around. He looks like he will be able to shake that off. So, yeah, it looks like it is not a serious injury. Watson said, hip stinger, Hill's all right. Well, glad to see him with his helmet still on and looks to be ready to make a return. The clock is ticking on the Bengals. 5:40 to go in the game. Brissett under center. Ramondre Stevenson has been their MVP today, no doubt about that. He gets the give once again. He escapes Sam Hubbard, but Sam Hubbard doesn't quit on the play, and he tackles Ramondre Stevenson after a pickup of 1. Second down coming up. Really nice play by Sam Hubbard. Gets beat initially, but didn't quit on the play. Is able to chase down the running back for only a pickup of 1. Second and 8. New England under center. Gonna have to figure out the connection here. Can't be doing this every week because we got the Wheel of Death on the screen once again. Apologies for that, for the inconvenience there. Looks like it is 2nd and 8. New England is about to snap the football. I'm sure they have already done so at this point. Hopefully this only lasts for a little bit longer. Just bad connection at this point. Very inopportune time for some bad connection with 5 minutes left in the football game and a 1-possession game. If anyone in the comments knows what happened, feel free to spoil it. Oh, okay, now it's 3rd down. We're back. So the Bengals apparently made a stop on 2nd and 8. It is now 3rd and 5. 4 minutes to go. 3 seconds on the play clock. Brissett takes the snap. Bengals bring forward. Pass is caught, but Logan Wilson is there to make the stop short of the line to gain. Out at midfield, it appears New England is probably about 2 yards away from a first down. I think they very much need to punt here, and it looks like that is exactly what Gerard Mayo is going to do. So an outstanding stop there by the Bengals defense to Mario Douglas with the catch. Oh, here comes, it looks like the Patriots offense is still on the field. Would be shocked if they snap this. 100% just trying to get the Bengals to jump. Let's see if the Bengals bite. They have not bitten yet. 8 seconds to go on the play clock. Again, would be absolutely shocked to see New England snap this. They're in tush-push formation. And they're not going to snap it. And that Bengals defense gets the stand that they desperately needed. There is a flag on the play, no doubt a delay of game against the Patriots. And Joe Burrow is going to have an opportunity to go down the field and take the lead in this game for Cincinnati with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Get that clock updated for you guys. Again, 3 minutes, 14 seconds to go in this football game. Joe Burrow going to have an opportunity, assuming the Bengals can execute a punt return and hold on to the football. New England will boot it away. A 4th and 7 situation here for the Patriots. Outstanding job by the Bengals defense, and a great job having discipline and not jumping when the Patriots were trying to draw them off sides. Here is the boot. Charlie Jones is back. Even after the fumble, he will return it at his own 5, get it out to his own 10. Okay, I respect that from Zach Taylor. Goes out there, he fumbles. He says, nope, you're still our punt returner. You can get back up there and you make up for it. Ultimately doesn't make up for it with a big return, but is able to hold on to the football, which is a win in that regard. About 3 minutes to go for Joe Burrow. Really hope we don't lose any connection during this 3-minute period. But we should be good. It's happened a couple of times here in the second half, but it seems like we lose it for about a play and it comes back. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but we will see. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. 3 minutes, 4 seconds to go. They set up shop at their own 10-yard line. Here comes New England. They bring 4. Joe Burrow running out of time and just kind of has to throw it away. Closest man towards the football was Andrei Iosivas. Good job by Burrow not taking the sack and just getting an incompletion there. 2nd and 10 coming up, 3 minutes to go. Bengals do have all 3 timeouts, so I think you can expect them to stay out on the field if they face a 4th down, unless it is a 4th and really long, because again, they do have all 3 of those timeouts. Make sure you hit that sub button, folks, if you have not done so already. YouTube.com/BengalsTV. Burrow running out of time, dumps it off. Pass intended for Zach Moss. He couldn't corral it. Bengals are lucky that one wasn't intercepted off the deflection, and it will be 3rd and 10 coming up. Now, if you get 0 yards on this play, this is kind of the situation I was just alluding to. You're in a spot where you probably need to punt it, and then you're putting all the pressure on your defense. Tough decision for Zach Taylor to come if the Bengals do not get some yardage here. 3rd and 10 on their own 10. Burrow in empty. Zach Moss is the running back in the game. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. Patriots bring 4. Burrow with time, running out of time, dumps it off to Zach Moss, who gets about half of it. 4th and 5 coming up for Cincinnati. Decision time for Zach Taylor and the Bengals. I think you have to leave your offense out there on the football field. And they're punting the football. I don't know about this. I do not know about this call right here. 4th and 5. I get you have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with. But if Joe Burrow does not touch this football again, you're gonna have a sick feeling in your stomach. Beautiful punt by Ryan Rico, by the way. Fielded out near the 20. Return to the 25. The Bengals once again put pressure on their defense. There is a flag on the play. Zach Taylor's going to get a lot of criticism if the New England Patriots get a 1st down here and ice this football game. I don't know. I think if the roles are flipped and Jacoby Brissett's your quarterback, I understand you punting there. But if Joe Burrow doesn't get the football back, that makes it a tough feeling to stomach. And the Bengals have a penalty against them. Darren Simmons does not look happy about it. An illegal substitution. We'll see what happens here if this is a re-kick situation. Darren Simmons is clearly not happy on the Bengals sideline. I don't know, guys. I think I would have left the offense out there. It's just it's different when you have an elite quarterback. You don't want to take the football out of his hands rather. If he doesn't get the football back to end this game, then you're sitting there thinking, what if? And it's not like it was 4th and 10, it was 4th and 5, maybe even 4th and 4. So we'll see if that decision comes back around to impact this Bengals team. But nonetheless, they need to stop right now, and they need it bad. Brissett, the handoff to Stevenson, pickup of about 5 on the play as the legs continue to churn of Ramondre Stevenson, and Zach Taylor takes his first timeout with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the ball game. Defense needs a stand. They need one bad. They need it like they need oxygen to breathe. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Remember, folks, hit that sub button. We will be doing this every single week. Hopefully the Bengals play a little bit better in the future. The Bengals are in jeopardy of falling to 0-1 if their defense cannot make a stand. 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the Queen City. Brissett takes the snap, gives it to Ramondre Stevenson again, who cuts it to the outside, and it is a 1st down for New England. Tackle made on the play by Dax Hill, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. The game is not officially over yet. Bengals still have 2 timeouts, but they are in serious, serious trouble. Stevenson stops on a dime and made Logan Wilson and Dax Hill miss in the backfield and is able to get the 1st down as we hit the 2-minute warning. Oh, my goodness. It feels like this nightmare is actually becoming a reality as the Bengals are 2 minutes away from falling in their Week 1 opener to the New England Patriots. Really hard to fathom, to be completely honest with you, that the Bengals would come out there and put this product on the football field after all the months of hype and, getting Joe Burrow back and healthy, and then you go out there and you muster up 10 points thus far in this one. Again, 2 minutes to play. Bengals still have time at 2 timeouts, so the game isn't officially over yet. Certainly one more first down for New England will seal it. But that decision to punt the ball on 4th and 5 by Zach Taylor, look, I've been called a Zach Taylor apologist. I'll even admit that maybe I am a Zach Taylor apologist. I love Zach Taylor. But to punt that football, especially the way New England's been running the football against you, to put that pressure back on your defense, ooh, he's gonna get cooked for that one after the game. Got some frustrated people in the comments section. Understandable, no doubt, understandable. This is not the start that the Bengals envisioned to their year by any means. Not the start they envisioned whatsoever. Again, Bengals down 16-10. Bengals do not have the football, by the way. Apologies for that. Bengals are in a tough spot here. No doubt about that. Tough spot. Haven't done the math on what exactly their best case scenario is for getting the football back. Obviously, a first down will seal it for New England. Feel like it would be a little bit less than a minute, best case scenario. Maybe like 50 seconds that the Bengals could get the ball back. But it starts with a stop. Certainly going to be trying to punch that football out here if you are the defense as well. You can expect 3 Ramondre Stevenson runs here from New England. Brissett under center. The Patriots have it out near midfield, about at the Cincinnati 44-yard line. Ramondre Stevenson, once again, is the back. He gets the carry, and he will go forward for a pickup of about 3.5, maybe 4 yards. No doubt Zach Taylor will use his second to last timeout. 1 minute, 52 seconds remaining. Joe Burrow watching anxiously from the sideline, wondering if he will even have an opportunity to touch the football again before next week in Kansas City. The situation that is currently circling the Bengals is Zach Taylor's decision to punt the football, granted deep back in his own territory on a 4th and 5 situation last drive. 4th and 10, it makes a little bit more sense to me, but taking the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands on a 4th and 5 situation, not something I would do. And I think it's something the media, quite frankly, is going to absolutely destroy him for. Minute 52 to go here in the ball game. 2nd and 7 for New England. 7 yards away from sealing a victory in Gerard Mayo's first game as the Patriots head coach. And there is the first down. Cam Taylor-Britt went for the strip, and he did not get it. New England gets the first down, and New England is going to come away with a victory in Gerard Mayo's debut. Absolutely unbelievable. The Bengals drop their opener once again. In 2023, it was a disgusting performance in Cleveland, and they back it up a year later with another disgusting performance at home, wearing their brand new orange uniforms. It's an orange out, open and orange, and they go out there and lose the first week of the season. Absolutely unbelievable. And everything after this point is a formality. Jacoby Brissett will take a knee, and that will do it. Gerard Mayo gets it done for the Bengals, or for the Patriots, in their Week 1 opener. A complete shocker. No doubt that, I haven't looked at all the other scores, but got to be the shock of the 1 o'clock window, I am sure. The Patriots come into Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. Patriots celebrating over on the Cincinnati sideline, 16-10. The frustration in the comments is palpable. I can feel it. I relate to it. And Bengals were in a situation where they start out the season at home against one of the worst teams in football, and they go out there and lose. Oh, my goodness. And it only gets tougher from here. Joe Burrow looks completely lost on the sideline, has no idea what to think. Lou Anarumo just shakes his head. Just an absolutely disgusting performance by the Bengals week 1. The Gerard Mayo era gets underway with a victory. Many people questioned his decision to go with Jacoby Brissett over the rookie Drake May. He went with it. Jacoby Brissett, he wasn't fantastic, but he did everything that he needed to do in order to win this football game, and that is exactly what he does. Well, we'll give you an opportunity here to air out what you're thinking in the comments section before we hop off. Let us know your one-word reaction to the Bengals' performance today. I have a feeling I'm going to see some bad words in the chat, but mine's just disgusting. That's it, just disgusting. It's a disgusting performance to go out there, turn the ball over that many times, score 10 U.S. points, and lose the football game. 10 points. I mean, you kidding me? 10 points? You got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase out there offensively, and you score 10 points. I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts about this, an absolute a load of thoughts, so make sure you stay tuned for our instant reaction video that will come out after we get this wrapped up. But let me know your one-word reaction. Robert Lance says lackluster. Dave says sucks. Dave also says dumpster. Atharva says shame. The kid CJ says disappointed. It's a sickening feeling. A feeling that as Bengals fans we're all a little bit too used to having. But it's back. That feeling is absolutely back, and I am completely shocked by it. Coming in today, I did not think there was any way the Cincinnati Bengals would go out there and lose this game. I was like, it'll be interesting to see if they can cover 7.5 points. That'll be interesting. Didn't think a loss was even in question at this point. And that's exactly what the Bengals do. They go out there and lose to open the season. Just completely the wrong way to go out there in front of your home crowd, too. It was one thing last year to go on the road to Cleveland. It's bad weather or whatever, and you struggle. But to do that in front of your home crowd after all the expectations, there's going to be a lot of noise in Cincinnati this week. I can tell you, I can guarantee you that. There's going to be plenty of news, plenty of things to talk about. Make sure you hit that sub button because we're going to be talking about it here all week long. YouTube.com/Bengals TV. But there's going to be questions about Zach Taylor. What the heck are you doing running the ball that much early on in the game, number one? And what the heck are you doing taking it out of Joe Burrow's hands to end the game, number two? I mean, he's going to get popped for that one. Because I'm fine if I want to sit there as a Cincinnati Bengal. If I'm playing on that football team, I want to go out there and live or die with Joe Burrow on 4th and 5. I don't want to live and die with my defensive line. That's the weakest part of my football team. And Ramondre Stevenson's having an incredible football game and live and die with them stopping Stevenson. That's not how I want to go out. You could say, but there was 2.5 minutes to go. You had all 3 timeouts. I get that. But you have to be willing to put it in your best player's hand, the guy that is making more money than is even fathomable. Put it in his hands and say, it's 4th and 5, and we've played like crud all game long. We need you to go out there and do your job. At least give you an opportunity to go out there and do your job. It's not what happened. And Zach Taylor's going to get lit up for it, no doubt about that. And before we sign off here, I want to give a shout-out to everybody that tuned in with us today. here at Bengals Breakdown. Again, we will be doing these live stream videos all season long, every game, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Sunday, Monday. Whenever the Bengals are playing, we'll be here. We'll have a live stream for you. Really looking forward to that. It's fun to sit here on a Sunday, hang out with you guys, and talk some Bengals. Obviously, we didn't get the result that we were looking for this afternoon, with the Bengals falling short. Again, falling 16-10 at home to the Patriots. But it's only up from here. Can't really get any worse than that. Bengals are going to have to get whipped into shape if they want to have any success next week in Kansas City. I remain optimistic that they will. They've got a good football team. They've got good pieces in a lot of places. But we'll see what happens. Jamar Chase also has to get his situation figured out. Although he made some nice plays for the Bengals, stepped up, got some critical first downs late in the game, it wasn't a spot where he looked like himself out there. I really don't think he did. Tim says, take care. I see you, Tim. Appreciate you so much for hanging out. Let's not get too down. That's going to be my message to you guys. No reason to get too down. Week 1, certainly a game you were supposed to win, but the Bengals have been in this situation before in terms of starting out slow. So not surprised about that. Didn't think it was going to happen this year, but unfortunately it does. But that will do it for our live stream show here today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. Be sure to be on the lookout for our instant reaction video that will get out as soon as I can here. Stay tuned for that and join us next week for Bengals and Chiefs. But until then, take care, everybody.